So, hello. Let me make sure some stuff is working just fine. I've also gotta change a couple of things. Right now. So now I have more stuff. Hello, Draco Kraken. How are you? So yeah, for now it's just me. Hey, how's it going, Road Rage? Rules. Hey, buddy. Oh. I just closed everything. There we go. You know when you sometimes shake a window and it closes all of your windows? That's neat. Didn't know that was a thing. But now I do. Anyway, so yeah, hello. It's just me for now. I don't know where Aiden is, but I do know that Boo said that he would be late. So it's gonna be a solo me stream for a little bit, which is fine. Wasn't really expecting it. That is okay. I also have a few other things to show off in a bit. Hey Pizza Funk, how's it going? I have a few things to show off once I'm done fixing this other stuff. It's good building admech kill team in free time. Dude, nice. Sounds awesome. Are admech as complex as people say? Because I've heard that they are pretty complex to figure out. But I don't know. So let me know, because that would be cool. Sick. So, hello, and welcome back to Tabletop Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Great95. Today I am on my own for a little while, and we shall see how long that lasts. There's a lot to read. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. From what I hear, there's a lot of complications, but that's about it. I don't know. I do want to read into them because they're another army that I would like. There it goes. Discord has kicked me off because it's like, hey man, what's up? And I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, dude. Hey, you're all alone. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, don't remind me, it's cool. You see a larger army requiring special teams. That makes sense. Let me just do a couple of things. Let me know when you guys are here. Cool. I'll put up my just me thing in a second here, since it is just me. But something I want to show off while I switch this just me, because we have new profile art. I commissioned new art from a friend of mine. There we go. Hey. And I'll switch my Discord and everything too. So I commissioned new art from a friend of mine who does art, and it's really good. So yeah, I'll show it off here on the actual stream in a second. I just need to figure out how the fuck I do things again. Streamer mode is enabled. That is true. That is also fair. How do that's why. I see. Wait, no, that didn't help me. Why am I an old man right now? I'm an old man at the moment. It's cool. Anyway, so you would think that this would be something that I knew how to do, but I don't remember how to do it. Maybe it's because streamer mode is enabled. There we go. Hey, hey. That's what it was. Cool. My Discord icon has been changed. We are good. Oh, save change. There we go. We are good. I don't remember how to turn streamer mode back on because that messes with the settings here. But I kind of need it to mess with the settings because otherwise we don't have the right screen regions, and that's just not cool. There it is. Cool. All right, there we go. So let me get to the window here. Apologies for this taking forever to actually show on the stream. Here we go. So, yeah, we've got new art. I've just realized that my TV that I use for my third monitor has been burned through because I've had the logo up on it for so long. But we have new art. So these are our new profile pictures. They're really good, and they were made by a friend of mine who goes by CManiac123. You can find her on Twitter. So go follow, and if you want commissions and stuff, maybe she'd do them. I don't know. So CManiac123, I'll put a link in the description later on. But yeah, good stuff. Real good stuff. Aiden's might change a little bit. He hasn't had time to get back to me on, if he needs to change or not. But yeah, I'm real into it. Real good. So, hope you guys like it too. Anyway, now that I've done that, I can change the thumbnail art to the thing with the new profile pictures in it, because I made that. There we go. Hey, cool. So, today we're gonna be talking about Star Wars. I know, something that we don't talk about ever. But we're gonna be talking about the TTRPG. But before that, of course, we're going to read some comments. So let me get here. There's a few comments to read. For some reason, this has, they've changed YouTube Studio again. Oh, okay, that time it worked. Never mind. No, they did. Somehow they've changed it so that the comments don't line up as much unless you click the read more. So anyway, here we go. So the first comment we have is on episode 22 from when we went over WotC's retcons and what we thought about them. So this was from Lux. Excuse me. Also, whoops. Oh, this didn't change. Sorry. There I am. Cool. So he says, or they say, I don't know. Okay. Looks like there's actually no need for you to deal with the extra credits video. You've already covered that subject here. I agree D&D was fine before this. Referring to the most recent extra credits video that talks about orcs and being racist and all of that, even though it's a fantasy race, and if you think an orc is a person of... If you think an orc is a black person or any person of color, then that says a lot about you, then it really does about the other people. Unless, of course, it's implicit, I guess, but that's not the case for D&D, or really any media that I've seen. Anyway, I could understand a claim that Tolkien's orcs are rooted in an early 20th century fear of Asians, specifically Mongols or Turks. I would disagree, but I've seen that argument and I can see where it's coming from. The concept of the Yellow Terror, quote unquote, was prevalent in Tolkien's time. Tolkien did say in a letter that orcs had an appearance resembling a degraded version of Mongols, and the siege of Minas Tirith does have a certain similarity to the historical Ottoman siege of Vienna of 1529. In which case, okay, yeah, I mean, people can have that argument, but again, I don't know. I don't know what Tolkien thought of them. There was this concept at the time, but again, he didn't say that they were them. There are similarities, sure, and you can have similarities in a lot of things. Not to say that using orcs or any kind of race isn't something you can do to show off that kind of just any kind of, I guess, message or reference to a bunch of, different kinds of things that have happened in history. Sure. Again, inspiration is different than, I guess, adaptation, in a way. But yeah, the argument can be made, but again, I don't think, at least personally, I don't think that this was the point, right? So there is a basis for that argument, but I find it biased. And I would also say that it ignores the totality of evidence. Fair. Tolkien did flatly deny that there was any allegory in his work, and he was also strongly anti-racist in his own time. I'm certainly never going to be convinced that there was ever any racist intent in his writing. Exactly, yeah. If you actually look into, like, the person and what he said, and again, I understand death of the author is a thing. I won't ever say that that's not a thing, but even so, just the works themselves, they stand on their own, and I don't see the connection, unless I guess I was more educated, but even so, even with this context, I still don't see it as saying, oh, these are, Mongolians, I guess, right? Like, there's nothing there, to indicate that flat out, or really as a, what is it? What is the word I'm trying to find? Something that's inherent, I guess, with the writing. But even if there's anything potentially to that argument, I don't know how we get from there to orcs representing black people. That seems like a huge, unexplained leap in logic to me. Yes. At any rate, I'm pretty sure D&D is not the reason why racism exists. Some people seem to think that it is. It's crazy. If you see orcs being violent in D&D and somehow think that means black people are violent in real life, then you were probably already pretty racist. Yeah, exactly. It says more about the people than it does about the work. In all honesty, though, I do like to see orcs breaking the mold of the violent, warlike monsters. The first time I ever used orcs in a campaign, they were, for the most part, actually helpful to the party. The main faction the party encountered was a tribe living in the depths of a mountainous wilderness, whose land had been invaded by an army from a demonic city-state. Of course, there was also a faction of traditionalists who believed violent aggression against non-orcs was necessary and right, and this group obviously took an antagonistic role against the party. Yeah, that seems fun. Seems cool. I was also involved in a steampunk RP at one point where one of the major factions in the setting was a plutocratic guild of civilized business orcs. I still feel a warm fondness for that concept. I don't know what that means. Let's learn. Plutocratic. Plutocracy. Government by the wealthy. Oh, interesting. Okay, that makes sense. Neat. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I don't see why you couldn't, right? There's nothing against it. And again, as we've said before, there's nothing that governs you of playing something one way or the other. Anyway. On the note of the Vistani, excuse me, I always say Vishanti. Vistani. I'm not up to date on 5e, but in the Ravenloft I know, I wouldn't exactly call them downtrodden. They're probably better off over all of the majority of settled Barovians, just by the way of not living under oppressive lords while being trapped in one place, and being able to survive the dangers of the Barovian wilderness. But it's definitely true that the Barovians don't accept them. Their lives are dangerous, and their lifestyle is forced upon them by circumstance, whether they would choose it or not. If someone of Vistani ancestry tried to live in a town, which they would probably only do if they were banished from their clan, they most likely wouldn't last very long. Nobody would trust them or want to associate with them. They'd be the first ones blamed for anything that happened, and their guilt would be immediately presumed if they were ever accused of any crime. Even those Vistani who go into town for the sake of trade take a serious risk in doing so, though it's something that has to be done. Vistani clans will move their camps frequently to avoid being detected, and they will relocate immediately if a non-Vistani ever finds them. Yeah. Vistani do collaborate with Strahd as spies and sometimes assassins in exchange for Strahd extending some level of protection to them, but that's really something of an offer you can't refuse for them. The arrangement works out in their favor, but Strahd is taking advantage of them, and of course you really don't survive for long by telling him no. Yeah, exactly. They have their arms twisted because it's Strahd. What are you gonna do? He's literally the ruler of the land, you know? Ultimate power of the land who decides what happens to you, you know? There's nothing anyone can do other than say yes or die. Or have some horrible torture. Who knows? But yeah, so I don't know exactly what's in the 5e version because I never bought the Curse of Strahd book. I wanted to for a long while, and hopefully I can find a printing from beforehand, before they do the changes. I don't know if that's already out or not, but it would be interesting to see the contrast between the two. Because yeah, this is what I know as well. It's been, again, a long time since I played Expedition to Castle Ravenloft, which is the 3.5 version of Ravenloft. But even so, oh, hang on. Oh, okay, cool. Even so, it is a thing. Hello, friend.
Hello.
Welcome to Strem.
I am your second host, ItsSneakyAdolf.
That's true. Hey, you should change your art to the thing.
Ooh.
Did you see that I sent you the new PFP? Yeah.
Save image. Sneaky yay. Alright, I like it.
Oh, it was actually titled Hitler A before. I just did that in case it detected the word, because there was something weird with it being sent to me that my friend couldn't send it. And I was like, oh, that's weird, because it was like, they don't want explicit content, but I think that was more due to my settings. But yeah.
Win file location. Here we go. Put that there. And then change. I had a friend that was going back to Bangor, and I was like, yo, let me, I'll wait while you're driving, and then just, text me when you get there. And she's like, I lay down to watch YouTube.
Yep.
And just wait until she texted, and I passed the fuck out.
Fair. Bramble has entered the gauntlet. Hey, Bramble, how's it going? Good to see you. So yeah, I'm just going through comments at the moment, and still on one from Lux. The first comment, in fact, this was on when we talked about WotC's retcons and changes and stuff.
Oh yes.
Yes. Basically agreeing with us, and also saying if you think orcs are black people, that says a lot about you. Yeah.
Still got thoughts on that.
We might honestly still cover that extra credits video at some point, just because it is so interesting. that is still a mindset even outside of the D&D scope, but it still is like rooted there, you know. So we'll see. It might be a bit. There he is. There's the boy. He's sneaking around.
The boy.
I think it's pretty great, to be fair. Anyway, so.
Oh, I just saw your art too.
Yeah.
I legit, it's still so similar to the one you had.
Yeah.
That like I assumed it was the same one.
Right. I'll post all of them in the group chat with Brogan, actually. Because I put a little thing together for it. Hang on.
May I perhaps get a chat link?
Yes. Apologies, sir. There is that.
How am I supposed to do my hostly duties?
Yeah, I know, right? There's a fucking thing in here. Cool. There you go. All right, so let's continue on. So,
please.
Now onto the subject of strength score for women in early D&D. Najra made a major point of this episode, but since it came up, I have a point of contention. It has to happen every now and then. Ooh, interesting. The problem with Gygax's argument that women have less strength on average is that PCs aren't average people. You could use that to justify having female fighters be less common in a setting, but it breaks down when you use it to limit the attributes that an individual person can have. If I want to play a female character in 1E and I happen to roll better than 18 out of 50 for strength, there is no scientific reason why I can't say that this particular woman just happens to be extremely strong. Yeah, I mean, so obviously, like, if you just want to play whatever, you can play whatever, you know? There's nothing against that. Scientifically, yes, technically you can say women are usually weaker than men. That's just genetics, right? So that's I assume where he came from when he originally created it. Mm. But at this point, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
right?
Like, I don't think any of us will say that, like, you can't be, like, a female character that is strong.
Exactly. Yeah. Dude, strong, like, what is it? Like, punch girls are awesome. Like, yeah. You know, very strong, and they mainly punch. It's great. Super cool.
Punch in general.
True.
Like, forget the whole punch girls aspect. Like, I just like characters whose, like, entire character summed up is just punch.
Yeah, that's true. Realism might dictate that she should be fairly tall and heavy to have that strength score, or else that she just has an unusually high muscle density, but not that she can't exist. Extreme outliers can exist, and they're not at all difficult to explain as being just that. Fair? Or if you, as the DM, actually do want there to be an equal number of male and female fighters in a setting, just make it so both genders have an equal potential for physical strength. It's your world. The humans don't have to be exactly the same biologically as humans from Earth. If they evolved in a world with orcs, goblins, and trolls that could attack their Stone Age tribes at any time, there would be evolutionary pressure for both genders to be able to defend themselves.
Fair.
Maybe. I think it depends, right? It depends on how the society is structured, I think.
Technically, the way evolutionary changes affect someone are before societal changes take place, because evolution happens before society.
True.
And
Well, this is. I think my thing would be like we evolve the way we are now anyway with like threats already that are basically just goblins and such in the sense of, well, not as intelligent, I guess, but it also depends on how intelligent your goblins are. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say in general evolutionary pressure happens as a result of, oh god, YouTube, why loop? Thank you. Oh, I can hear myself speak and it's jarring. Evolutionary pressure in general happens just as a result of the success of the species.
Mm-hmm. That's
Um,
true.
so I would say that having the woman strong because of evolutionary pressure is totally possible.
It's possible, absolutely. I'm not saying it's not. It's just, you know, scientific realism doesn't mean everything in a world. It has to be exactly the same as its real world counterpart. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's consistent, you're fine, right?
Yeah.
Evolution happens at random. This ain't no Lamric world of evolution where giraffes got long necks because they wanted them, says Draco Kraken. That's true. That's true. I played Monkey Game. I know about evolution slightly. It was very random with the genetic mutations and stuff. It was a good representation of that, I think. Anyway, if whoever designed the world doesn't bother explaining it, you can just fill in whatever explanation you like. Or if you don't care, just don't think about it. Even Gygax himself eventually said that he didn't really enforce that rule in his own game. Yeah, so, again, even with that, it's like, I don't care what Gygax has to say anymore. So now that I've been canceled by both ends of the political spectrum in one comment, I'll call it a day.
Really, let's be honest, what is the purpose of commenting if not to lambaste yourself?
Exactly. So, Lux also comments on last episode, saying, this was, of course, to you, low and alternative magic systems. By default, I usually prefer high magic settings, personally. For pure escapism, you can't really beat a world brimming with magic, filled with enchanted forests, magical creatures, and marketplaces dealing in magical items in every city. Sci-fi, but sure. Well, this is, again, that's a personal thing, but I would also argue that sci-fi is able to do the same thing. It's just called technology instead of magic, right?
Well, I think he basically knew he was being subjective with that.
No, I know. Absolutely.
But cyberpunk, though. But right, cyberpunk.
Yeah. Low magic does work well with gothic horror, though. I'm not sure I would say that you absolutely can't do gothic horror with high magic. No, you shouldn't. But limiting humanity's power over the magical world is a good way to make sure the monsters rule the night. And making magic hard to come by and expensive to use certainly makes the players more vulnerable. Really, low magic lends itself well to any oppressive setting where the players have to struggle under a steep disadvantage. Yeah, I'd say so. Of course, I have to acknowledge that Dragon Age Origins created a good oppressive feeling using what would probably be considered a high magic system. Excuse me. So it can definitely be done. But it's a challenge, and it takes some creativity to pull it off. Yeah, they had the wizards had to stay in the tower in Dragon Age Origins. That's where they were put, right? None of them really got out, except for like really special ones, and also you if you're a wizard.
I've still not played it, but I'll admit I'm very curious because I've heard some bad things.
What?
Wait,
really?
No, Origins. No,
yeah,
Origins was good things.
Yes, good things. I was gonna say,
yes, I have played a little bit of Dragon Age Origins, not much.
Okay. Yeah, I would say be prepared for it to feel like a fucking MMO when you start, because man, I hate the control scheme, and I think that's universal. Like most people
Yeah.
do. But
Yeah, the control scheme was kind of bad.
yeah, but it is a good game, I would say.
I got to the point where there was like a guy in a cage that was like jailed up who had like I think he like killed someone or let someone die.
Mhm.
And you use your abilities as I don't know what is your job called
So it
in that
depends on
game?
how you start. That's the thing. You have different starting areas
God
depending
damn
on
it.
what class you are.
I think it's a Grey Warden or
Well, you
something.
you become a Grey Warden regardless, yes. But it, like, your start depends on, like, if you're a mage or if you're a fighter or if you're, sneaky rogue man,
Yeah.
basically,
Well, it's just you
and
have
upgrade
the
everything.
option of being like pointing to that guy as a Grey Warden and being like, that person's coming with me. I'm taking him
Oh yeah,
by.
yeah,
And that was like, it's still like very early in the game.
yeah, yeah. That game is long. Um, they did do that, and then EA wanted to fuck with the lore. Says Pizza Funk. Yeah, well, we can't have good things. Sten, you're Grey Warden. You have the option to conscript it. Sten. There you go. Pizza Funk's just
Yeah,
right there with the fucking shit. There you go. Nice.
I have a total of 9.9 hours in that game.
Yeah. Oh, God, I don't even know. It's been so long since I played it. Um.
Yeah, and like the most recent time I played it, I think I played it for like 2 hours
Yeah.
and basically realized I had fucked myself.
Fair. I played it once on stream and then that was it. Like all the way through once on stream. I should replay it. It is replayable. I would like to start somewhere else and maybe be a little bit more bastardly, but we'll see. Um. Anyway, also I do like Dark Sun, which is maybe a medium magic setting. Use of arcane magic has consumed most of the world's life force, leaving an endless desert, where a sparse population struggles for meager survival from one day to the next. Obviously, most magic users are very much despised by the masses and have to operate in secret, and those who would use arcane magic without further damaging the world have to make extra effort to do so, making themselves less powerful than they could be otherwise. But the city-states that dominate the lives of most people are ruled by powerful sorcerer kings, who present themselves as godlike beings to their subjects, while the day-to-day affairs of government are handled by the Templars, who wield priestly magic gained from the worship of their city's sorcerer king. So yeah, Dark Sun is pretty great, and sometimes I randomly dream about it. I never got into 4E, but I would be tempted to just for the revival of that setting, if only that edition had ever existed. Fair. That's fair. I wish there was more in the Dark Sun setting. I thought it was very interesting. Hey, Slay. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about Dark Sun. I should look into it at some point. I think the only thing that I know about, like, concretely is, the cannibal, halflings. I think that was what they were from.
Oh, I remember hearing of that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad I hate the controls so much, and never get far in Dragon Age. It's the same for Pillars of Eternity. I've yet to play Pillars of Eternity. That's one that's also on my wish list forever. Because I have like 300 things on my wish list because I'm a fucking maniac, who has too many games. But yeah, that and what else? I do want to get the original Baldur's Gate. I've never actually played the original Baldur's Gate. Fortunately, I have Baldur's Gate 2, and I was playing that for a little while with no, not once. But we stopped after a while, just because.
But Minsk.
Yeah, Minsk, he's okay.
Yeah, I just hear a lot of people, like, stan over him, and I'm like,
yeah.
Eh.
He's fine. He's a character.
He's a character, yeah.
Yeah. I have no strong opinions of him in one way or the other. I just know that he is beloved. And I'm like, okay. Naren,
about this character, god damn it.
I can't. I've not played the game or read anything about him. I can't. Naren says, hello, by the way. Dark Sun is also a good setting for more difficult games. Level 1 to 5, you might as well be a peasant with a stick. That sounds great. I like that idea.
I like low magic.
Yeah.
Just because, I like low magic subjectively because, it's really interesting to me, how shitty life was.
Yeah.
Medievally before technology became widespread.
Sure, yeah.
And because of that, I love to explore it because nothing ever is do you want to explore a fucking shithole?
Right. That's fair.
Because it's always come on, explore L's in this floating city. And I'm like, but
look at it. Wow.
But what about The Witcher 3, for instance, where it's
I love
this
that.
is your pet. This is a peasant, and they had shit for breakfast.
Yeah. Man, Witcher 3 is so good. Fuck.
It is. I should finish it sometime.
You really should. I have, and it's great. Consistently through. I was not disappointed at all. Anyway. Steely commented on 62, saying yes and no in your games. Twice, in fact. But the first one he says is, Aiden, I've got some help for you in this new era without no. In some cultures, it can be considered impolite to directly say no in response to a request. For example, in Japan, they might say something like, that is very difficult.
Yeah, that might be difficult, yeah.
So, player, can I start the campaign with a +1 longsword? GM, that is very difficult. Translation? No. Player, I think it would make sense because his father was a warrior. GM, you are very persistent. Translation, this is annoying. Quit it. I don't know what to do after that. Maybe give the player that a sword that is only +1 against fresh olives. Shrug. Yeah. And then he says, plot twist. He's actually cooking a cooking YouTube channel also. That's what the olives are for. Oh, olive man.
Just make it hyper specific as hell.
Yeah, absolutely. This is +1 to grass. Amazing.
Hey, good thing I got that +1 longsword against those that can of olives though.
Yeah, exactly.
Still confused.
So that's all the comments. Thank you. Oh, whoop, there we go. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of the comments. So, Aiden.
Yes, watch together, I know.
Well, that as well, but also, you know what day it is.
Tuesday?
Yep, that's it. So, I figured since it is the 4th, and it is May, that we would branch out a bit again. Yeah. So Star Wars has TTRPGs. People like them. That's pretty cool. I'm excited to learn about them. I hope everyone else is, because I don't know too much. And I thought we could go on a little journey of, hey, look at that. There's Star Wars over there. They roll dice in the Star Wars. So yeah.
Do they, though?
Well, in the Star Wars, maybe not. But
I've never seen a Star Wars where they rolled dice.
That's fair. I haven't either. But don't tread on my shit, okay? So yeah, today we're going to be looking at some Star Wars stuff. I ran into a game of revised D20 Star Wars system. There's something. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I have seen one actual play of it once before, and I have no idea what the system was. I remember there were failures and successes, so it sounded like it was something like Vampire is. But I've also found in my research and by that I mean looking through a few videos, that there was like one that was D20 system that was made by WotC. There was a D6 system, and then I assume the one that is the more skill-based system with the D10s. I don't know. But yeah. So hopefully it's something that we can kind of analyze a bit. West End Games is my favorite Star Wars TTRPG. Well, don't worry, that's actually on the list. These are very short videos. I have 3 of them prepared. We will see if we get through them pretty quickly. So, are you in the watch together, my friend?
I am loading.
Oh, fun.
I think I'm here.
It doesn't say you... now it does.
Oh, I still don't have the members list. There we go.
Cool. It's the D6 one and it's the skill-based one. Oh, okay. Cool. So the first video we're going to cover today is from a channel called OSW Guild. And it is Star Wars Tabletop How to Play Tutorial. I don't know which system this is, so this will be interesting. We shall see. Here we go. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hello, welcome to our tutorial video on how to play the Star Wars Tabletop RPG from Fantasy Flight Games. This video will give you a brief overview of how to play the game. That way you can either follow along with our Star Wars RPG
Is it playing for you or just loading?
It is playing for me. Is it not playing for you?
No, it's just loading.
Oh,
there we
go. Okay, cool. I played a Star Wars campaign group. Was a bunch of smugglers. Was a blast with a bunch of smugglers. Was a blast. Don't remember what system it was. Well, this is the I don't remember what it's called. It's like the anthology or something. I don't know. But it has 3 settings. It looks like Forces and Destiny, or Force and Destiny, Edge of the Empire, and Age of Rebellion.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We shall see.
Or
is it playing for you?
Fantasy Flight has broken the Star Wars RPG down into 3 different themes, each with their own core rulebooks and additional source books that add new content. You have Force and Destiny, Edge of the Empire, and Age of Rebellion. The names of each give a good idea of what themes they focus on, and you should choose one that's interesting to everyone playing. While each of these separate books have their own content, they're all designed to be compatible with each other, so feel free to mix and match if that's how you prefer to play. The game itself is played asymmetrically. You have one game master and several players. The players are the heroes in the story, deciding whether...
Are TTRPGs the original asymmetric multiplayer game? Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm desperately looking for board games that might be considered that.
Oh.
But I'm like, chess? No. Checkers? No.
No. I don't know of any. But yeah. I did... Oh, it was 15 years ago for your Star Wars campaign? That sounds... I mean, being smugglers is cool. Like, who would want to be Jedi? It's really boring. At least to me. I did this one where my players were moisture farmers. Nice, dude. Yes.
The galaxy. They roll special dice to determine if certain actions, such as shooting an enemy with a blaster or charming a hut, are successful. The GM controls the world and the NPCs that the players are interacting with. They help guide the players in the right direction and keep things interesting by providing combat or social encounters. The GM also helps determine the difficulty of player actions.
Because no matter what, he can't die.
Oh, true.
Each character has a set of 6 characteristics: brawn, agility, intellect, cunning, willpower, and presence. The characteristics determine how good someone is at something. A character with 5 cunning can talk their way out of most situations, whereas a character with 4 brawn may really just enjoy punching things. The max that any of these stats can be is 6. Each of these characteristics help determine how many of each dice you are rolling.
There we go. This is
the primary dice. These can be broken down into the positive dice and the negative dice. First, the positive dice. You have the green ability dice, the yellow proficiency dice, and the blue boost dice.
Oh?
You roll green dice based on your characteristics, and yellow dice based on how proficient you are in certain skills.
Okay.
For example, a smuggler named Quinn wants to sneak past a guard without being seen. He takes his agility characteristic, which is 4, and prepares that many green dice. Then he looks at his stealth skill, which is rank 1, and upgrades that many green ability dice to yellow proficiency dice, removing the green dice in the process. He is left with a dice pool of 3 green and 1 yellow. He would roll these dice to determine if he succeeds or not. The blue...
I like the idea of having, because this is obviously D4s into, looks like D12s. Yeah, D12s, I think.
Yeah.
And so that, or maybe, anyway, my brain. Anyway, so I like the idea of having them be replaced because you are proficient in something. And it's like, oh, then, because before it sounded like I was rolling 4 of my stat dice plus like 3 of my proficiency dice and then like more boost dice. And I was like, oh my God, how am I supposed to keep track of this? But that's really cool. I like this. I feel like being bounty hunters is the obvious choice for a Star Wars game, yet video games tell us no. Don't trust that. The video games for, what was it? It was literally, I think it was Star Wars Bounty Hunter or something, where you play as Boba Fett. Wasn't that like okay? I don't remember.
I've not even touched any Star Wars games, but what's that? Is it Necromunda?
Mm-hmm.
That 40K game?
Yes.
You are technically a bounty hunter in that.
Oh, that's true. I thought you were, well, Necromunda implies that you're part of the gangs, because that's usually gang shit, right?
Yeah, but like you're a headhunter. Like you fulfill bounties.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, the one really, like, so for Star Wars games, if you've never played one, I would actually highly recommend one, and that is Republic Commando. It's one that it's a first-person shooter, and it was like a squad-based first-person shooter where you had AI squad mates, and you could set them up in places, and they would assist you and do shit.
Yeah,
really good.
I've had that one recommended to me, and I still haven't bothered.
Yeah,
to
no,
play
absolutely, absolutely, that's fair. But if you ever feel the hankering for something that is like on boots on the ground, like this is, you are not a Jedi, you are just dudes, clone troopers, in fact, like a squad of them, and like you want that good in character like chatter between them and shit, like it's actually pretty solid.
Yeah, I've played Star Wars Republic Commando for a total of 1 minute.
Ah, good. Yes. Fair enough.
And I have that and Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I tried playing Battlefront 2, but none of the mods that I got would work for it, so that it would work, because it would just crash. It was great.
Ooh.
Yeah. So,
tasty.
Yeah, I wish I could have fun like other people, but I can't. Anyway.
Can be added based on different situational effects. Is there a heavy fog in the city where the guard is, making it hard for him to see? Add a boost dice. Maybe another player is causing a distraction to help Quinn out. Add another boost dice.
Okay.
Then you have the negative dice. You have the purple difficulty dice, the red challenge dice, and the black setback dice.
Gotcha.
You add purple dice based on how difficult something is. In this example, the guard is on high alert and it will be hard to sneak by him. So the GM tells Quinn to add 3 purple dice to his dice pool.
Oh, Christ.
This guard is also specially trained in spotting things
Yeah.
that are out of place. So one of those purple dice are upgraded to a red challenge dice. On top of that, there are several security cameras.
Well, I assume because this is skill-based in a way, that it's like 6 and up, like in Vampire, 6 and up is a success, right? It's probably something like that in place, I assume, because otherwise I don't know how you'd keep track of everything.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, you can take all of the positive dice, add them up, and then take all the negative dice, add them up, and then do the positive minus the negative,
True.
and the result can be like a 4.
Right. Yeah, if this is how it works, how I think it does, though, it is literally just, is this a success or not? Right. We'll see.
Several security cameras. So Quinn would also add 2 black setback dice. Before we roll any dice in this example, let's explain the symbols on the dice and what they mean. On the positive dice, you have the success symbol, and on the negative dice, you have the failure symbol.
Cool.
When you roll your dice, each failure cancels out 1 success, and any remaining successes or failures that are not canceled out determine if something succeeds or not. You also have the advantage and threat symbols. These cancel each other out as well, and the remaining result determines the flavor of your success or failure, which we'll discuss in just a moment. The final symbols are the triumph and despair symbols. They only appear on the yellow proficiency and red challenge dice, and these represent critical successes or critical failures. Going back to Quinn's dice pool, let's imagine he rolls and gets 3 successes, 2 failures, 5 advantage, and 2 threat. After canceling each other out, you're left with 1 success and 3 advantage. In this case, Quinn would have successfully snuck by the guard, and the remaining advantage resulted him also sneaking another player with him. However, Quinn, in an alternate reality, rolled his dice and got 2 successes, 4 failures, 3 advantage, and 1 threat. After canceling, Quinn was left with 2 failures and 2 advantage. In this case, Quinn is spotted by the guard, but thinks fast and acts like he is lost. The guard reluctantly gives Quinn directions on how to get back to where he came from instead of arresting him.
Okay, so that's interesting, having the actual like dice cancellation determine how the action plays out. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I like the way it encourages the DM to think on their feet.
Yeah, this seems very improvisational for the DM, which is really nice. I think this would help with people who are struggling more so with improvisation, because then it's like, the dice tell me this has to be beneficial in some way, or detrimental in some way, right? So it gives them that guideline to go, think of things that are good, or think of things that are bad, right? And it gives you the kind of, the weight of each success or sorry, the weight of each advantage or disadvantage, right? Because if it's like 2 advantage, then it's like, oh, it's pretty good, right? Like, it's better than you know it could be. But yeah. Evening all, flip tables for everyone, and may your days be free of unsolicited olives. Thanks, Steely. How's it going? Good to see you.
May your tables, may your day be filled with flipped tables.
Should get an idea of how skill checks work in the Star Wars RPG, and how unique dice can help build the narrative of what's happening in the game. There is one final dice we haven't mentioned yet, and that's the white force dice. This dice is often used in combination with force powers from Force and Destiny, but it's also used at the start of every session regardless of what rule set you're playing with. At the start of every session, each player rolls 1 force dice to determine how many Destiny points you start with. The players control light side points, and the GM controls the dark side points. These Destiny points can and should be frequently used by the players and GM. Destiny points have many powerful functions, such as upgrading an ability dice in your pool during a roll to a yellow proficiency dice, or activating powerful signature abilities. But Destiny points can also provide narrative effects to your game as well. Did the players forget to pick up some additional ammunition before heading out on a mission, and now find themselves without ammo in the middle of enemy blaster fire? One of the players can spend a Destiny point to remember that they did, in fact, pick some ammo up, and that it's in the cargo bay of their ship, which they're currently taking.
Oh, it's like the fate thing. Not sure how I feel about this. I mean, okay, so at least it's not an automatic success for the dice roll, right? Like, that's nice. But making retroactive changes to decisions that you made or not is a powerful thing, I think.
Yeah, so on one side I support it because it's very like creative thinking.
Can be.
But on the other side, I think it's harmful to the game to like retroactively decide thing like assets about the story that have already happened.
Yeah.
And B, like it feels cheap.
It really does. Yeah, I would agree. Not to say that it's like inherently bad. It's just something that I don't prefer. It hopefully that's the only two uses that are, or that's the only use that I'm not like super into. Well, man, I forgot where I put my keys. Someone from the other room. Use the force. Yeah, it does. It's kind of like, I also understand that as like a representation of the force working through you, quote unquote, right? It's also weird in a way of like, I can physically manifest this in a way when I'm not like able to control the force. I don't know. That also just seems strange to me. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't like it when you say, "Oh yeah, he just forgot to do something, but when I spend this, he didn't." It's like okay, you should have just remembered though. I feel like okay.
Rey forgot to live when she healed Kylo.
No, Kylo forgot.
Oh yeah, Kylo forgot to live when he healed Rey. That's right.
He was out of destiny points. He couldn't reverse it.
Force healing, the most well-known Sith power.
Oh god.
Maybe that's how Palpatine lived. He
spent all his destiny points?
No, he used force healing on himself.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we all know that that's...
Or maybe he just used a destiny point, forgot to die.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot I don't die. Now I don't.
Be mindful, though, because your GM can also use dark side destiny points to do similar things for your enemies. Every time a light side point is used, it's flipped over to an available dark side point for the GM. Likewise, anytime a GM uses a dark side point, it becomes a light side point.
Okay, I'm into the fact that it's a interchangeable resource. Hey, Boo.
Hey, hello, Boo. Change your profile pic, you bastard.
Oh yeah, right. I was just waiting to see how long you fucks are gonna be completely silent.
Oh, we weren't.
Oh, okay. Nope. Because when I came in, I didn't hear anything for a little while.
Oh yeah. No, that's just Discord.
Oh, whoops! I forgot to even download it.
Oh my god.
What did you DM it?
Yeah, I DM'd it to you.
Yeah. Save.
Pathfinder 2e has a feat like that specifically for being able to have bought an item, but it's only once a day, if I recall correctly. It has to be a very small item, and you have to pay for it. See, at least for that, I'm a little bit more okay with it, because you do have to lose the resource, and it's only, like, a small item. But then again, I'm still, like, slightly not cool with it, right?
Yeah, in general, I'm more of a fan of figure out a way around.
There you go.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
That's how that looks. you just zoomed it in all the way.
Yeah, I just zoomed it in as far as I could. There we go. And boom.
Nice.
There we go.
Cool.
I was hoping I could get it to be nothing but the gray.
Yeah, it would be just literally just gray. It's like, oh, nice.
That's an awesome profile picture. Just that'd be funny if someone actually did that. Hey, look how my fucking awesome profile picture is just green.
Yeah, it's just nice. A color.
It's not a picture, it's a color.
Yes, exactly. I am color. Hello.
Yes.
I'm
sure that offended somebody.
So yeah, if you head into the watch together.
We'll find out about it next week when we have our comments read.
Ah. We're talking about Star Wars today. The TTRPGs. So
the one where Rey is the main character?
Right, yeah,
and the hero?
Yeah, that's true. We're talking all about that.
Okay. I loved that show.
Right. Man, that television program.
Yeah. All the Star Trek books.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
I mean, Star Trek has books, but you know.
Yeah, that is true. So does Star Wars. So does like everything, right?
Yeah.
Oh
shit.
What if we house ruled it so that the item bought has to be a can of olives? They can't say no to that after all. That's true. No one can say no to a can of olives.
It would be well worth the feat to have fresh olives on like demand.
Ah, yes,
that's
fresh
true.
Canned olives.
Yes, just
hell yeah, dude.
Seals the freshness.
4 years ago.
I have olive juice whenever I want. Sign me the fuck up.
You mean oil?
Ugh.
Drink olive oil. Oh.
Good stuff.
No, I'll drink the juice that the olives are canned in.
Oh, okay.
So Boo, do you know? I know you were more familiar with the Star Wars TTRPG than I was, at least.
I was not. Basically, I got one book and I never opened it.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, we're learning about whatever edition this is, which is like a skill-based system. It looks like in a way,
nice.
Where the dice are like you have your stats, right, and then due to that and your proficiencies, you change your stat dice to a higher dice.
Okay, so it's like Savage Worlds.
Sure, I don't know. And then there are boost dice that the DM can just give or whatever. And then you have the opposite side dice, which are the challenge and the difficulty dice, I believe they are.
Okay.
Which can cancel out the ability and the proficiency dice, and then the I don't remember what the anti-boost dice is, but I'm going to call it that now.
Okay.
Which can cancel that out. And it sounds really interesting. Sounds like Fantasy Flight's version. It might be. I don't remember.
I got recently. I got Savage Worlds, the Adventure Edition, or whatever. I think it's just the newest edition of Savage Worlds. And the way that works is as you increase your, if you increase a skill, you don't change the level of the skill. You change the size of the dice you roll. So it goes from when it's weak, it's a D4 to a D6 to a D, all the way up to a D12, and then every time you increase it afterward, it's a D12 plus 1 or plus 2, etc.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just like it goes from a D4 to what looks like a D12, and then I assume it just has more faces of success on the D12, right? Is Watch Together not letting you in? Weirdly enough, yeah.
Oh, I hadn't got in yet.
Oh, okay.
I had not yet entered the room.
I understand. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because like Aiden was having some trouble before. Okay, this is Fantasy Flight's version.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, I don't know because like like I said, there are like 3 different versions that I saw. So this being, I think this is the most recent one. So if Fantasy Flight's version is the most recent one, didn't Fantasy Flight games like close? Aren't they gone?
I don't know.
Check, because they made really good board games.
They did. They made all the like Arkham Horror.
Yeah, and Eldritch Horror and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Fantasy Flight games close. Yeah.
Rip.
They closed Fantasy Flight Interactive in 2020, January 2020.
Damn.
Because of a company-wide layoff. But they were merged with a different publisher, it's like.
Okay, well, at least they're still alive.
Yeah. Asmodee apparently took them. ASMODEE. Asmodee.
Oh, that's a weird name.
Yeah. Nope, they're still around. They still make games. Okay, well,
that's good.
Yeah, so as long as they're still making stuff, that's cool. If it's just Fantasy Flight Interactive, I assume that's like a video game section or something. I don't know.
Yeah, might be.
Anyway, let's continue.
Yes.
When it comes to combat, you use concepts for building dice pools, but the difficulty is determined by how far an enemy is from you. And the damage of a weapon can be boosted based on how many additional successes you have on a roll. There are 5 ranged bands to consider in combat: engaged, short, medium, long, and extreme. Most weapons have restrictions on how far they can effectively be used, and melee weapons are almost always going to be used in the engaged range band.
Makes sense.
Unless they're being thrown at an enemy. Every character has a wound threshold and a strain threshold. Exceeding either of these can cause the character to become unconscious. An unconscious character that is attacked automatically rolls for a critical injury, which can result in either maiming or even death.
Nice.
Vehicular combat also uses similar rules. Vehicles have their own way of tracking damage against them, hull trauma, and system strain. Both vehicles and individuals have a way of making it harder to hit them and reducing damage done. Defense will add black setback dice to an attacker's dice pool, whereas soak or armor will reduce the damage that you're taking. There are a huge amount of additional rules for combat, including critical injury charts and how to determine how hard another vehicle is to hit based on your relative speed to them. However, we will not be covering that here. Combat itself is turn-based. A character has 1 maneuver and 1 action they can do on their turn. Maneuvers include moving or aiming, and actions are attacking or performing a skill check. You can swap your action for another maneuver in a situation where you just want to perform 2 maneuvers instead. In order to track whose turn it is, you need to roll for initiative at the start of combat. In Star Wars, you either roll cool or vigilant skills. You roll cool if you're prepared.
Since you have to use a maneuver action to aim, does that mean you are unable to like run down the hall, aim, and shoot your gun?
I think it's like if you want to run down the hall and then shoot your gun, you can do that. The aim thing is just to get an additional bonus.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, because it's like I feel like it would add a like proficiency die maybe, or like a boost die to your roll of shooting. You know,
just because it feels bad if like I would have to basically shoot from the hip.
I think that's basically what it is. Yeah, it is literally you shoot from the hip if you don't aim. But I think it's just like aiming is just a bonus die. I would have to. I mean, I might be wrong. Somebody might know, but I would assume that that's the way that it works because otherwise that like it wouldn't penalize you, right? It would just be an additional bonus, I think.
I mean, you can always just say that you are aiming. It's just that when you use the aim action, you just gain that benefit.
Yeah, exactly. They're with my Asmodee. Yeah. They're an app house. Oh. Have you guys ever played the video game version of Elder Sign? It's hard as balls, but super addictive. I have not.
No, I've not.
I played the physical version of Elder Sign. Yeah, I would like to play either because I really like the Fantasy Flight Arkham games or just the Eldritch stuff, right? Anything Lovecraftian that they've put out seems really fun. Because I own Eldritch Horror itself because it's really cool and it's a big ass board. But it's really fun.
And vigilance if you are unprepared. There are some cases where a group of players will turn a corner and bump into a group of enemies. Both sides are surprised and would roll vigilance.
Okay.
Once everyone's rolled, they are added to a turn tracker based on how well they rolled. Unlike other RPGs, in Star Wars you add a player to the turn tracker as simply a PC and enemies as an NPC. When it's a PC's turn, all of the players determine who will go in that initiative slot for that round, and then that player takes their turn. NPCs act in a similar fashion, and players should be aware that an enemy that's in a good position may take their turn before an enemy that isn't. With this system, rolling poorly doesn't mean that you're always stuck going last.
Oh, that's
players
neat.
should work together to determine who acts first and last in any given round.
That actually allows for like setups, right? Which sounds really interesting because then it's like, oh, go on. I was just gonna do this stupid example.
I was just gonna say that system is actually exactly the same as in Jackals.
Oh, really?
Where they have NPC and PC slots during initiative, and so if you are an NPC, you can move during any NPC slot, no matter
Yeah.
who you are. And same thing with PCs, and so it allows for that exact amount of like the same customization and setups and changes in in shit.
Yeah, I think because I know it's a little weird to think of it like you metagame during the combat, but this kind of promotes that in a way, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of okay with. Because I know in D&D and stuff, I would allow things like, hey, we have been going together for a while, and can we just say that we've kind of just like gotten a combat thing down, right?
Yeah,
like
you find out what works.
Yeah, exactly. We've been doing this for a while. I have this thing where I set this shit up for him to do. Is that okay? Like, can we just, me and him, like, have a sign, right, where I nod to him or something, and so we do that, right? And I'd be perfectly willing to do that. And for this, it seems like it's like, oh, you can just do that all the time. Yeah. Which is fine. I think it also would help with like speeding the combat up, right? Because you literally just go, how do we most effectively do this in a way?
Yeah.
Right?
Not to mention, it kind of cuts down on the whole thing where, say you have this type of thing where you have PC, NPC, NPC, PC. So one player would be going last. If both of the NPCs gang up on the last one, then he's not going to be able to do anything in terms of D&D. He won't be able to do anything until after both the enemies have taken their turn, and they could very easily put him down. But because of this system, that guy could basically be like, oh shit, hey guys, I really need to get out of this situation. Can I go first here?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then you can always flavor it as though, like, the other player's like, hey, look over here. If the enemies are really stupid. Like if they're animals or something, you can make a distraction, and then
well, this also helps with like something like, hey, you guys have comms, you can talk to each other like all the time.
Yes.
Right. It helps to kind of make that make sense in my brain of like, why wouldn't you be talking on comms the whole time?
And
I'll go, then you go. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually super down for a combat like initiative system like this being implemented in D&D or Pathfinder in general. You could just have everyone roll your initiatives, and like say someone has a big dick initiative modifier, you treat that more as a team bonus than an individual bonus.
Yeah.
When you go like, oh, this person will like always roll high on initiative because they have a real good bonus. There is always a slot that a friendly can go on.
Yes.
And we have that option.
Yeah.
I'm a bit, because I've got like 3 points.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm a bit concerned about Alejo said he thought it might speed things up. I think it might slow things down.
Oh, really?
Because it's prone to cause, I think, arguing at the table. And like, oh, I want to go first. No, I want to go first. And like sort of determining who has priority.
I think... Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish first. I'll hold that thought.
Okay. I do like the creative thought and the sort of metagaming aspect of like, how will we solve the problem of this combat?
Yeah.
I'm just a bit worried that like when you're consistently like setting things up for each other, that like you might have almost like sort of like how we talked about skill rotations.
Right.
You might have a very specific combat system set up that's like, okay, the barbarian always goes, then the rogue always goes, then the paladin always goes, then the spell sword always goes.
In that instance, I would say that's the job of the DM to make it so that all
vary things.
Yeah, exactly. Because like you can vary it up, because with this, it's literally at least from what I gather, it's the PCs all go on one round, then the NPCs go on one round, right? And so in that case, you then pressure the PCs in such a way that they can't always do that, right? And then when the PCs go again, they have to figure out how to get out of the situation, and then all that kind of thing.
And the
There's
thing
a drop ship and only 2 of you can get on.
Oh
yeah,
shit!
It's gonna be.
So
yeah,
now
exactly.
I gotta fucking hang on to the sides and have my rebreather on.
Totally.
So I like it because there's always that person that just has really, really shit initiative rolls.
Yeah.
Like time and again, it's like, oh fuck, I get to go last every game.
Yeah.
I like this system because it's like, hey guys, I always roll shit. Can I go?
Oh, absolutely.
And they're like, yeah, sure. Second, I think it wouldn't. I don't know if it would. It depends on the group. If it would allow arguing, because
that was gonna be my point too.
Yeah, it's pretty much dependent on the group. If everybody's in agreement and no one is like actively trying to hog the first spot without reason, without good reason, I don't think. Again, depending on the group. If you have an argumentative group, then arguments are going to happen. But most groups, I think they'd be okay. And then the third point. What was the third point again? It was attack rotations.
Yes.
That's one of those things where I don't know if I would personally have that problem where one, if the party is built to have that kind of a combat system, then that's kind of just what you do. And then if it seems like it's getting boring, then the DM can start injecting stuff, or the players can start injecting stuff that makes it more interesting.
That's also true.
I should specify, like, I'm all right with them doing that, like the specific combat rotation.
Yeah.
Like if the tables all play together with them with each other before, and they want to go for something specific.
Yeah.
Then like I'm all for letting them, but I am going to like vary things up, and I'm gonna have some encounters absolutely screw them over.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what you should do.
Just challenge their kind of system that they've created. Absolutely.
And then I think that was it, because I really like this system. It is super fucking easy to implement it in D&D. It's simply just taking a regular ass initiative roll, and then instead of assigning initiative to each individual person, you just do PC, NPC, PC, and you just
you do it exactly like this is. Like it just, you roll however many times or however many combatants there are. And then it's just everybody goes on their turn. Like on the PC turn, every PC goes. On the NPC turn, every NPC goes. And you just like the PCs
It's such a simple and elegant system.
Yeah, I think it's really good. Especially with the whole like, I like it because it would, I think, more so promote tactical thought. Than maybe argumentation. But again, that is definitely depending on your group. But I think most groups, like you said, are going to be fine.
Imagine playing a fucking like SWAT RPG.
Stuff like that. Absolutely.
Fucking cool, dude.
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking. Like
it's like literally like SWAT 4. It's like, okay, guys, we're gonna go fucking bust open the door. We got like 4 bogeys in there with guns, and then we got 6 with knives. Fucking get in there, you big bastards, and then you roll initiative for that'd be fucking great.
Totally. And then you have the competing sides of just like, oh, they're at this point breaching this corner, like, oh shit.
The windows.
And then they have a moment to retaliate by, changing positions and stuff, and then they have to react and shit. It sounds really cool.
I actually, you know what I would really, really love is if you had that system, and say you had a SWAT team, say we were playing and I was, and I don't know, say Brogan was DMing. I don't know. Brogan was DMing, we were playing. 3 of us, but we each have 2 options of SWAT guys we can use.
Sure, yeah.
So, like, we have a 3-man breaching squad that's going in there for the close combat, and then we have 3 others that are doing other stuff. Like, one's working with the power, and it's like trying to shut the power off, and the breaching squad has night vision, or there's a sniper outside, and you can only choose one of your 2 operatives. That would be fucking sweet, actually.
Okay. Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, no, that'd be super neat.
That'd be super cool, dude. Oh man, I just invented a game.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is very much becoming more of a war game than it is with the combat. So, like, but obviously you could easily have a blend of both, right?
And then one of them is a dirty cop.
Sure, why not?
Dude.
Yeah, I can see it working in a lot of things, which would be really cool.
Rainbow Six Siege meets Payday.
Yeah, totally.
And then, dude, you do it backwards.
Yeah.
Then you can be the bad guys, and you're fucking going banks and shit.
Yeah, totally.
Oh! Now I want to play Payday 2 again.
You're the guys breaking into the house while they're making meth.
Yeah.
Totally.
Caustic soda.
Which is actually just straight up mixing salt and water.
It's just
so
salt.
good. You should look into Arkham Horror LCG. TTS has a good version of it. Yeah, TTS, I've downloaded a lot of different Fantasy Flight kind of stuff. So,
Nice.
as a
Which are my
bard,
favorite,
I want to point out how it sucks when I go last as the buffer. So this system looks good to me. Sharing someone's higher initiative with the party actually sounds like a nice way to portray leadership. A leader helps the team as a whole perform better. Yeah, totally.
How would you guys feel about it being a feat?
This, like, turning things into the combat like this?
Yeah, your feat is leader, and allows people to swap up their initiative rolls.
Swap up.
Oh, okay.
So
you can give them your initiative.
Yeah.
And so are we not using this?
Say like this system of like, I don't know what to call it, but like malleable initiative where you have PC, NPC, PC, PC, NPC,
sure,
stuff like that. If you have the feat, like the NPC might be set, but PC side is a bit more malleable because you've been working with like the team basically, and like working to set up things together.
Oh, okay. So they would get your initiative bonus when they rolled, basically?
No, I'm saying like, say initiatives are rolled and it's 13, 15, 17, and 19.
Okay, yep.
On the PC side.
Sure.
You can have anyone go on 13, 15, 17, or 19, like pick the, I don't know, the setup, like the rogue goes on the rogue goes first, then the barbarian goes second, then the spell sword goes third.
Okay. So that would make more sense with the current way that like the D&D and Pathfinder stuff go, right? Because it's like, okay, I see what you mean.
Initiative is more set in stone now.
Yeah.
And like you go and you're fucked maybe.
Right.
I actually died a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
My paladin died because
oh shit.
Just like the luck of initiative, I got unlucky. I got downed, and the thing we were fighting basically made it so that you failed a death saving throw on getting downed. And I got downed, and then something else went immediately after and attacked me, and then I died.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I like the idea of it makes it so that you then have the options of like, okay, who wants to go first, who wants to go last, right? Like those are the two that are most important, and then it's like, okay, in the middle, like, would you want to have more people go before you, right? So that you can set things up that way. I do actually think that would be a good feat. Yes. I think that would be really cool to use just with the current system as is for like D&D or Pathfinder.
Yeah. Because it's a feat that can potentially change something about how the game plays.
Yeah.
And as such, like, it's really tempting. But at the same time, because it's something that can benefit your whole team because you've been training with your whole party.
Yes.
And saying like, okay, you go, then you go, then you go, then you go.
Yeah.
So like it can make mechanical sense. It's just like, do I want the thing which can benefit the entirety of the team? Or do I want a feat that's maybe like specialized for my subclass and benefits me like really well?
Yeah, for something like Pathfinder, it would probably be one of those like general feats that is definitely not something that's available at level 1. right? I feel like
yeah, Pathfinder's more feat focused anyway.
Yes. So for that one, I'd be like, okay, we'll put it at like a general feat at like level of the maybe not the next, well, probably the next level that you can get a general feat, right? I think that's maybe 4. I'm not sure. But I feel like that's how you gate it so that they don't just have it off the bat, because it wouldn't make so much sense. And then with D&D, we'd probably have to gate it behind a like a some sort of requirement, like a minimum stat requirement, I guess, or something. I don't really know how to gate it well in 5e, because 5e doesn't do feats well.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not built for it. But I think it would be something of like, maybe you literally just gate it behind level, right? Just to make sure that it's like, maybe gate it to 4th level as well.
Yeah, I was thinking 5th.
Yeah, so like 4th or 5th level, just to make it so that you don't get it too early and you don't get it like too late. But yeah, no, that'd be a sick thing to do. We should just write something up really quick at some point then. It would be a good feat for certain classes or archetypes which are leadership oriented, like the champion or like marshal in Pathfinder 2e. Yeah, absolutely. Fighter or any
battle master, especially would like,
absolutely. Yeah, I think in D&D you have what's it called? There is like the charismatic leader feat, right? Which is like you give a 10-minute speech and everybody gets 10 HP or something, I believe.
Isn't that called the leader feat, where you gain an NPC follower?
That was in 3.5. Yeah. You get cohort or something. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, it was an NPC follower.
It'd be cool to stack that feat with this one.
Yeah, I think so. If only feats worked like they did in 3.5 in 5e.
No.
Anyway, this video is almost done. Let's just finish it out and move on.
To fully understand the nuance of the rules, I would suggest reading through whichever core rulebook you have.
Fair.
There are many things we did not discuss
I've got Edge
in
of
this
the
video,
Empire,
but you should now be prepared enough to either watch our Star Wars RPG series
Does
on
it
our
have
channel,
to deal with bounty
make
hunters or like stuff like that?
I want to say it takes place during the whole time when the Empire was like basically the time when like Hoth and shit, when that was happening.
Oh, okay.
And so it deals more with like rebels and smugglers and potentially bounty hunters, like rebel bounty hunters, not like Boba Fett bounty hunters.
Right. Ow, fuck. Desk.
But I imagine Age of Rebellion might. It just depends, because I just get that from the title, though.
Right. They said in this that everything is interchangeable, so you can really do whatever with them, you know?
Yeah. And then Force and Destiny is probably the one that focuses most on the Jedis.
I would imagine so, yeah. And I think that's the end of the video, because they're just talking about watching their other stuff, which, okay, if I want to learn more about this. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I have the book, so.
Yeah, and you have the book, so. Yeah, no, that's, that sounds interesting. I like the ideas put forth by this system.
Yeah.
Something came up. I gotta go a lot sooner than usual. I'll catch you later. Thanks for the stream. Hey, that's fine, Steely. No worries.
Good luck, Steely.
Yeah, see ya.
Yep, take it easy.
But yeah, so this, I don't know what you call it. I guess it's just Star Wars Fantasy Flight Star Wars RPG or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because this one's just called Star Wars Tabletop for the video, so
yeah, these are all the Fantasy Flight ones,
right? Exactly. And so just to differentiate it, that's seems to be what it is. So sounds cool. I'd be willing to play it, absolutely.
Yeah,
I like the idea of, well, I like the idea of rolling a lot of dice, but it also like would confuse me with symbols. I would just need to learn those, right? That's really it. It's not going to be that bad as long as I learn the symbols. But yeah, it sounds like a neat system.
Yeah. I just know that if we play, I want to play as a droid.
Fair.
Ooh.
Be like HK.
I don't know who HK is, but
Cool. No, that's
yeah.
cool. No, it's fine.
You're
Sorry,
being
I never-
rescued. You're
Is
being
that-
rescued. Please do not resist.
that was
Thank you.
that was the game fucking Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah, HK was one that like hunted Jedis, didn't he?
He was evil, yes.
Okay.
He spoilers from a game that's like long ago. He was part of like Darth Revan's thing. So
Okay.
yeah, so he's like
Yeah.
your old
I never
robot.
played the games, so
It's a really good game, actually.
yeah, I've always heard good things about him. I just never actually
Yeah,
played it.
fair.
There's some content creators I follow that he wound up spoiling some like near lore in an FF14 stream
Oh.
because they
Oh.
had like an event that like tied the two together somehow.
Oh.
Mhm.
And he got curious and straight up read the spoilers on stream that were leaked. And he did. I don't know if he knew,
Oh no.
but that's super against terms of service, and he got his account banned.
Oh no.
Dumbass.
And the guy who was sitting with him plays FF14 regularly,
Yeah.
and he got his account banned too.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my God.
That
Just-
sucks.
Just for being on stream as someone else was reading.
Wow.
Jesus, that's
This
fucked.
was Twitch, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Twitch is like that, unfortunately.
But-
Twitch-
but people were talking about how in the response, they had talked about what was it? There's no end date for spoilers,
really?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
and saying that like whenever you like spoil something, even if it's years old, it's still spoiling.
Yeah,
And
Right.
people
it's true.
were like, "That's ridiculous. Can you imagine getting pissed when you find out Darth Vader is Luke's father?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being pissed that you went to church and found out Bible spoilers?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I remember that Brogan was like, "Oh man, you shouldn't be able to spoil anything for like 20 years." I remember that.
Yeah, I remember when we talked him down out of that. That was a
Yeah, it's like,
that
yeah,
was an
no, that's
interesting
ridiculous.
conversation.
Try like a month.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I am more so like okay with like 3 months maybe. Like a month is fine. If you're not gonna see something in a month, like fair enough, I
Yeah.
guess. But my other issue is like, do you have the funding, right? Like, are you
Yeah,
able
exactly.
to? Do that? Right.
Guys.
Like it's a bit more. Oh, go on.
Thanos wins.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Anyway,
true.
continue.
In which movie though?
All of
Infinity
them.
War. Pretty much, yeah. But Infinity War, he wins.
Well,
Yeah,
I can
wow.
think of a movie where he definitely fucking loses.
Well, I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying that he
Definitively.
won
No, I
at
know,
that
I know.
point.
He did win. Anyway.
There's blood on me, making me the victor.
Yes, exactly.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm definitely like more forgiving, depending upon the type of media.
Sure.
And if the person is like actively wants to see that media,
Yeah.
but just can't at the moment.
Yeah.
That's usually me.
In general, like I'll say you've had a month to see it, like you've surely had some free time within 1 month to
Mhm.
see it.
Yeah, it
but
depends on
it's
dedication.
more of an issue on like monetary
Yes.
like means.
And now in COVID now too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because shit can get closed for time.
They make immunization shots. You should already have it.
Yeah,
I get my
that's true.
second one in 2 days. I'm so
I get my
excited.
second one in 4 days.
Hey.
I've- Not even gotten one yet.
And
Oh
then
my god.
Nurgle can't fucking touch us.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck off, Nurgle. Get out of here.
But what if Sinch and Nurgle teamed up and this is actually their plan?
It was all part of the plan.
It was
Well,
all
then
part of the
there's
plan.
nothing we can do about it.
I mean, to be fair, there was nothing we could do about it to begin with.
Yeah.
Plans within plans.
But see, then you're just an anti-vaxxer.
Mm,
Oh god. Never mind. I choose death.
As so you should.
Spoilers for a near 20-year-old game. I'm getting old. Dude, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a full raid series for Nier Automata in Final Fantasy XIV. Really?
You mean Automata?
Automata, whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Automation, Automata.
Yeah, exactly.
Automatic.
Yoko Taro helped design a boss basically.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Nice.
Immunization spoilers, guys. I know.
Yeah, right. Now, is it spoilers or is it emotional manipulation that we're dealing with here now?
It's a combination of everything, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're at a good point to do the midpoint thing. Hey, we're brought to you by our lovely patrons.
We are brought to you by you.
By you, right there, you in the audience. Hello,
It's you.
I'm pointing at you.
It's you. Yes, you.
And the one behind you.
And yes, especially them.
Not you. I see you. You could have done better.
Yeah,
I see you. You need to level up your stealth, my bro.
I won't call you out on it, but we both know what happened.
And geez, where the hell did you buy that dagger? Looks like shit, dude.
He did a lot of bosses for the raid. Oh, cool. So thank you to all of our lovely patrons. From the top, Draco Kusagi, tier 3, table flipper, appreciate it. Mog Zero, also at that tier 3. Slazer has been in the chat, also that tier 3. Steely, who unfortunately left, and also in the chat. Draco was also in the chat. Don't mind me. I'm a bastard. But yeah, thank you all for your tier 3s. As well as Drake Cross, the only tier 2, the boy, keeping it down there in tier 2, just holding the fort down, you know?
Keeping it warm. Keeping the table warm.
I think Drake, message me if you're watching this. Message me about the roles, because I don't think you have yours, and if you don't, then either the Patreon bot hasn't been doing its thing, or you need it from me. Either one. Then there's Chris at tier 1. Thank you so much. Frozen Spaghetti, also at tier 1, and Kill Chrono at tier 1. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for all of your generous patronage and your donations and such. Appreciate it immensely. It's ridiculous. Thank you. The TableTalk store on TeePublic is back up with the design of the logo. I had a moment and I brought it down for a little while. I had a scared moment, mostly because I was not sleeping and misinterpreted some stuff, but it's back. So you can search it up and find it. There will be, I will say, there will be a new design coming at some point, and I will show.
Have anything to do with me?
No. Well, it has something to do with all of us, to be fair. But it's something that I haven't told you guys about. With me? Yeah, it's something that I haven't told you guys about, and I hope you guys like.
Well, since you're being dishonest already and hiding things from us,
of course,
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, well, fair enough. That's unfortunate because it's pretty cool. I hope.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet, but I have faith.
It's gonna be pretty cool, maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
I know you guys will get a kick out of it at least.
Yeah.
We talked about it once, and I immediately went, I know exactly who to contact for this. So
okay. Elon Musk.
Yeah, I contacted Elon Musk to draw a thing for me. That's true.
Nice. To draw a mech for Aiden.
Right, exactly.
Didn't he say it's like, it's time for a mecha or something?
I don't know. Oh. Maybe. I don't know. That man says a lot of things.
He does say a lot of things.
So yeah.
What he does.
Yeah.
And do space stuff.
There's apparently a sale going on for the TeePublic thing, so go check it out if you want to get something on sale. Also, something else, I made it so that you can get the wall art now, because before you couldn't. So you can get a poster with the logo on it if you want. And you'll be able to do that in the future, because I figured out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. other
Look at our
than
boy
that,
handling all the business.
hello. I'm doing all the behind the scenes stuff and pulling my hair out. Reminder.
Yeah, the podcast for me is a fairly like laid back experience. And then like all I can imagine is just Alejo rendering and like uploading shit and like talking to people, and I'm like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, like all that shit, doing all that shit while
Fair.
fucking Rip and Tear is playing.
Fair.
I'll let him do that.
Yeah, no, I'll figure it out.
Listening to what's the name of that video? Beats to not study, relax.
Oh yeah, the anti-lo-fi, basically.
Yeah,
the hi-fi then.
Yeah, really. Yeah. So again,
don't worry, Alejo. That's what the Tekkit server is going to be for fucking chill shit.
Fair, yeah, that's true. So if you like the art that you see for our new PFBs, you can contact my friend who did it for us. At CManiac123 on Twitter.
Okay.
So yeah, you can go do that if you want to maybe get a commission or something. I don't know.
Out of curiosity, is he a friend or just an artist?
She is a friend, actually.
Oh, she. Oh, okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I know her in real life. So
nice.
Yeah.
Is she?
So
is she single? No.
Let's not go down this path.
Okay. I always had to do the stupid fucking like,
yeah,
it's like,
try to be thirsty.
Oh, man.
I understand.
This guy I know, he fucking shot his girlfriend in the face. Now, he's single then.
Anyway, so, yeah. So other than that, we are good there. I am really warm. My fan is too loud now because I upgraded to a new fan. A new box fan, and I don't have it on, and I am sweating like shit. So, it's great. I should open a window, maybe. Anyway.
Yes.
So, I will do that in a moment. But, for now, we're going to move on to the other system, or one of the other systems that I got a video for, because there's a third video that I have that is pertaining to this one, and I think that'll be the one that we close out on.
No, we're not going to make
Potentially, yes.
It's never going to happen.
It'll never happen. So, this is...
I don't know if the second one is as informative as the first was.
Yeah, it'll probably
it's when opinion starts being given as fact.
Yeah,
that we start.
That's the third one, and I'm excited to see it.
Ooh.
Oh boy!
Yes,
some top quality, some top shelf cring.
I have no idea. They make a bold claim, and it was just the title that I saw, and I was like, mm-hmm.
And the title is the claim.
Yes.
Oh.
So, this is from RPG Gamer. Talking about how to play Star Wars D6. Now, this is the system that is apparently super out of date, but is apparently also beloved or something. We shall see. So, here we go. Nice.
Hi, Freddie here, back on the desktop. Today I want to try something a little different. I'd like to go briefly over the rules of this, the Star Wars role-playing game by West End Games, that most of RPG Gamer is about. This is a second edition, revised and expanded rule set, which uses the D6 system. So, as that sounds, we use this six-sided dice. So if we grab a few...
Oh my god.
Now we're playing the game. No.
And basically we don't need all the rest of these.
Sorry.
They can be useful, so if you've got 4 members of your party, you can roll a d4 or something like that, but they are unimportant for the actual rule system.
Okay.
Now, I was trying to dig out my old character sheet, but since I haven't played the game since 2001,
my OCD is
I've only games mastered, my character sheet has disappeared over the intervening years. So,
you had one?
Your Slavic Sec, my Quarren pilot.
Especially
you were
when
lost in battle, I guess.
There we go.
Okay.
Especially when I see he has a white dice that he could swap out the dice for.
Oh,
and I'm like, no, it's bad. The color doesn't match. Goblins in my mind go, wah.
Shouldn't it be Tau going, blah?
For this, I'm just going to use a couple of the stats out of the book.
10 melee.
So here we go. Yeah. We have Imperial Stormtroopers and typical Imperial Stormtrooper. All stats are 2D, except Blaster 4D, Brawling Parry 4D, Dodge 4D, Brawling 3D. And we'll have him fight an Imperial Naval Trooper.
Okay.
Who has wildly better stats, which since the Stormtroopers were supposed to be the elite, that seems a little odd. So we'll start off
the old ones
with initiative.
Yeah, well, this is based on those.
The way the initiative system works in D6 is you roll your perception.
Okay.
One person on each side rolls perception. Since this is a one person each side battle, it's pretty easy to decide. But under the basic D6 system, one person on each side rolls perception, and that's when that group goes.
Yeah.
I actually prefer it that everybody rolls their individual perception to stop you having one perception monster on the team and the entire party goes first, always. But
sure.
That's the rules for you, the basic ones. So we have the Stormtrooper, all stats are 2D.
Get rid of it.
So he rolls 2 dice.
No, don't use it.
Clear some space.
Oh, you can't say, oh, no.
And he gets 9.
Okay.
An Imperial Trooper, Naval Trooper. Where's his perception?
It's cool.
3 dice he gets to roll. So will he get more than 9?
Oof.
Nope, he gets lousy. He gets 6. So the Stormtrooper goes first. Now he's going to shoot with his blaster.
I have to just... Sorry, I understand you're trying to teach me these things, but I will be honest, this presentation is not great.
Yeah, that's what I was... Yeah.
So we haven't had anything but, hey, this is how this is for initiative. This trooper itself gets this. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I guess these, and it says typical characters, so I guess you just are one of these characters. I don't know. You don't change their stats at all, it looks like. It looks like they're all
other than
locked
just
in.
using shit out of like the monster, like the bestiary, effectively.
I don't know.
It's supposed to be a basic example.
I understand that for the purposes of telling you how initiative works, sure. But wouldn't you go for character creation before this?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right? Like maybe a little setup beforehand so that I understand more of like the stats being rolled and such. Like I understand like this is how much perception that each of these things have. Sure.
Yeah.
I think that lies outside the scope of this video in particular. Like maybe he has one where he did that already. I don't know. But like this one is how to play Star Wars D6.
Sure.
I guess. But I mean, like if you look up how to play D&D and
you get
other systems like that, it doesn't just go straight into this is a D20.
Yeah.
This is how you roll an attack for this. This guy got this.
It very much like fleshes out a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's starting
in order for you to get the very basics. Because again, how to play is more than just this is how combat works.
Yeah, it's more than just telling you this is how you roll the dice and what the dice result in.
Yeah, truth be told, big brain time.
Okay.
Has ended.
When I saw that he had like 4 dice for like one thing, I'm like, okay, so you roll 4 dice.
Yep.
Shocker. And like this is all pretty much playing out as I suspected. Okay. Not even having like sat down with the rule book myself and only being tangentially like touchingly familiar.
I'm looking at his channel. I'm looking at just searched Star Wars, and there are 3 videos right off the bat that's for the role-playing game. We have the 4th one is this video, how to play Star Wars D6, which is the one that most people would probably click on. And in fact, it is the one that most people have clicked on out of the 3 with 8.6k views. So this is the one, right? And then you have Retro RPG Star Wars 2nd Edition Revised and Expanded. And then you have Star Wars the Role-Playing Game 2nd Edition West End Games 1992 Rules Breakdown.
See, there we go.
That's the one that that this should have a bit more of, and that one's 20 minutes, so fair enough if you're going to break down all of the rules, but that came out a month ago, whereas this came out 2 years ago. Yeah, and so did the Retro RPG Star Wars 2nd Edition Revised and Expanded. So,
okay. This, honestly, what I kind of get from this video is he had a player that he was playing with, and he's like, hey, I don't understand all these die rolls. Could you teach me? Yeah, sure. Here, let me go ahead and make a whole video.
Sure.
And then I'll put it on YouTube, and then I'll just send it to you.
Sure, it could
So,
be,
like,
but it's
it feels
public.
like you're talking to one person.
Sure, potentially.
I don't know, man. That's just the feeling that I get, and it's
Yeah,
really
no, absolutely.
weird.
That's fair. We will see how this progresses. Hopefully, he goes off of just this.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, this is okay. Because like, let's even just analyze the book itself. We are fucking in there. We are super far in.
Yeah.
Right.
What is
And,
that,
like,
page fucking 10 up in the upper left?
I don't know.
No. I think it's D6.
I think it's just a symbol, but like
Yeah, I
quite
think it's just a
literally,
symbol, like a
when you look
stylized
at this,
D6.
you see typical characters, and then before that, you see the quick write-up and character points and force points. We have no idea about special abilities, character points, and force points, all of that kind of stuff, and that's before this shit. So how to play has not told me how to play with these things yet, and we are just
It has told me how
thrown
to roll
right
dice.
in, right?
Imagine had he started off this video in response to, like, it sounds like this video was made for one person in particular.
If he
It's
says
just
like
upload
somebody's
it on
name right in the
YouTube.
beginning,
Yeah, it's just like, hey, Paul.
it's like,
Yeah,
why is
that'd
this
be
a public
amazing,
video then? I don't.
I know.
Um,
Imagine trying to play D&D 5e off of the RPG pundit videos.
yeah, right. It's
Mhm.
man.
once.
Remember when Disney didn't own everything? Good times, good times. I do remember that. Those were times.
Yeah.
Before.
Sadly, the rat finds his way into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's a Skaven.
4 dice.
Yes.
We roll.
Mhm.
So.
Skaven, guys.
Oh,
Very
that's
much so.
quite nice. So we've got 19 on that roll,
Cool.
which is pretty darn good.
Okay.
Now, the Imperial Trooper, if I bring the book back across so we can see,
Sure.
should have dodge in here. Dodge 3 dice plus 1. To beat 19.
So he can't
He gets pretty
Unless-
good.
unless
know,
he gets
but-
straight sixes.
That's still only 14.
My
Something
friend,
else
you
that I'm
haven't
getting
told
from
me.
this-
You haven't told me if this is meet and beat or if this is, exceed and succeed.
Yeah. Something else that I'm getting from this, there are adventures made by Chaosium.
Sure.
And they're called Cthulhu Adventures. They're solitary adventures where it is you and the book. And that's it. That's what I'm getting from this. I feel like that he's playing a solitary adventure.
Well, right. No, he's literally
I know
just
he's
trying
not.
to. Yeah, he's just trying to show you how an Imperial Trooper against a typical Imperial naval officer, how that would play out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand how the dice rolls work now, I guess.
Yeah.
You just
Thank
do
you.
what it tells you to do in the sense of you have this dice pool against that dice pool. Neat.
Oh my god, you do what you're told.
Wow.
Because what he rolled on the dice, but he gets a +1 on his
Sure.
skill.
Yeah,
So you roll the dice and you add 1.
it's true.
Skills work on steps and dice basis. So you get skills of 2 dice plus 1, 2 dice plus 2, then 3 dice.
Oh, okay. That's
You never get
interesting.
a +3, that becomes another dice.
Okay, sure.
So you stand a chance that if you were moving up to what would be +3, that you could roll a 1 or a 2 and get no better. But then
What?
again, you could get a 4, 5, or a 6. So you stand a better chance, but it's random.
What?
So you
What?
can-
What is happening? What? So we don't
okay,
improve.
wait a minute.
So,
Is he
so,
saying that you have a better chance of succeeding because you have more dice to roll?
well, yes, but I think what he's saying is instead of ever getting a +3, you just roll another die. But I
So
don't know
what,
if
the
that
numbers
means that you
combine?
never. Well, I don't know if that means you never improve your amount of dice like naturally, or if this is just something you get from bonuses. I don't know what's happening.
I don't understand this at all. Guys, I feel like I know how to play Star Wars now.
Should we scroll back and maybe we like community?
Maybe we missed something. Maybe we missed something. Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Let's give him a chance.
Yeah.
So you get skills of 2 dice, 2 dice plus 1, 2 dice plus 2, then 3 dice. You never get a +3, that becomes another dice.
Right.
So you stand a chance that if you were moving up to what would be +3, that you could roll a 1 or a 2 and get no better.
This is where I don't understand.
But then again, you could get a 4, 5, or a 6. So you stand a better chance, but it's random.
So I assume now, I'm extrapolating as much as I can, I assume a success is on 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Well, I think...
But that's not how this works, now I remember.
Yeah.
You add up the dice.
Yeah, I think it was if you roll... Yeah, never mind, I already lost it.
Yeah, no, this is the thing. I have no idea. This is my problem.
I don't have any fucking context.
Yeah. How to play. How do I understand your how to play video? I need a video on that.
Yeah.
Which is the one he made a month ago, apparently.
So you screw up, you can do amazingly. So anyway, the Imperial Naval Trooper
I was going to say it
was hit because the Stormtrooper got more.
Yup.
Now the Stormtrooper has a blaster rifle, 5 dice.
That's a lot of dice.
So we roll 5 dice for the damage.
Holy
we get... Sorry, did I just bump that dice?
Yes, you did.
I never saw. We'll leave it at that.
That's fine.
So we've got 15.
You're fudging dice in your how to play video. Real telling of the system.
Roll and add. 25.
Wow.
Wait, why did he roll that die again? Hold on. He said something and I missed it. I need to...
That dice, I never saw. We'll leave it at that.
15.
So we've got 15, 21. And that's gone to a 6. So we reroll and add. 20.
You never explained that exploding 6s are a thing. You just didn't tell me that. Okay.
I don't think... See, here's the thing. I think that was what I had... Okay, if you go back a little bit, I'm pretty sure what he said was... Or something to the effect. It wasn't word for word. It was like, if you're adding dice together... And you add you reach a certain number, the dice explodes.
Because the Stormtrooper got more.
Back
Stormtrooper
further?
has...
It was back when we were talking about skills.
Oh, God. I don't know where that was. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was like a minute or so ago, I think.
Okay. Go back to, like, here.
He gets pretty good, but that's still only 14.
Okay, yeah.
14 because what he rolled on the dice, but he gets a +1.
Okay, so right here.
Okay.
So you roll the dice and you add 1. Skills work on pips and dice basis. So you get skills of 2 dice, 2 dice plus 1, 2 dice plus 2, then 3 dice.
Yeah.
You never get a +3, that becomes another dice.
That.
So
did you understand that at all?
No. Because what I gather from this is you have your dice, you have your say you have 2 dice plus 2. That means you roll your dice and then you just add 2 to that, and that's it. That's all that means.
Yeah, and then if you have a 3, you get an additional dice or something.
Well, this is the thing. I don't know how you even get a 3.
Yeah.
Right? Like
that's all I heard. So, that's the only reason why I said that is because he said you get another dice. And I'm like, oh, that means something.
Okay. So then when he rolls later on, let's try to see if he got a +3 from anything. If he ever says that.
Yeah.
Because that would confirm it. But we shall see.
That moving up to what would be +3, that you could roll a 1 or a 2 and get no better. But then again, you could get a 4, 5, or a 6. So you stand a better chance, but it's random. So you can screw up, you can do amazingly. So anyway, the Imperial Naval Trooper was hit because the Stormtrooper got more. Now the Stormtrooper has a blaster rifle, 5 dice. So we roll 5 dice for the damage. we get... Sorry, did I just bump that dice?
Mm-hmm.
I never saw. We'll leave it at that. So we've got 15, 21, and that's gone to a 6, so we reroll and add. 25. So a total of 25. And the trooper will roll. Bring the book back across so we can see his strength to resist. So he's got
So he just rolled it again for some reason. He said something about the skill being 2 or something, and I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, like
this has 8.6k views. It's the one that comes up when you search Star Wars TTRPGs, like how to play. This is what comes up. I understand that he's made something a month ago, and that's way more in depth because it's 20 minutes about the rules and stuff. But man, this sucks.
Yeah, this is garbage.
This is not telling me more than just how dice rolls work opposingly. And I understand that's essential.
I know less about the system than when I started.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're raising more questions.
So like I want to finish it out just to see if he ever goes into anything else other than a combat scenario, because if that's the case, retitle your video, please.
Yeah. From 2 years ago.
Quite literally.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, at this point, they were just fucking done.
But that's all his armor. So assuming he's hit anywhere, it'll spot the head. So 2 dice plus 2 against 25. He gets 9, 10, 11. So that's 14. Now, in the damage table, that actually takes him straight to mortally wounded.
Apparently there's a
damage table. Can I find the damage table straight away? There's a copy on the website anyway. But...
What? Hey, this video that I made for you to learn how to play this system, by the way, external resource that you need to go look at instead so that you understand what's happening.
What the fuck?
It's okay. It's all right. Sure.
So,
mm-hmm.
Aiden, yes. We gave him a chance on your recommendation. What are you...
No, that was before. That was for something else.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So this is, albeit a bit more of a personal issue, but I say it just because, like, it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of reminds me, in dealing with my speech therapist ever since my accident, who quite literally, like, just walks me through handouts that she got online.
Oh my god.
I'm like, why do I have you?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I could do a modicum of research on myself, like by myself rather, and like just get tongue twisters for myself.
Yeah,
like
quite
I
literally
don't need you.
That's the.
Why are you here?
That's my question to this video.
It's just like, have you been doing your stuff? And I'm like, why?
So, and another thing. Oh, sorry.
Every week you give me like 5 more handouts to do, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to like now do 10 handouts or just do the 5 most recent ones. But like, dude, there's only 24 hours in the day. Like, I have other therapists that I'm talking to,
right? Yeah.
Who are also giving me handouts of information, and it's just compounding. And I'm like, dude, I'm running out of time to do everything.
Yeah, fair.
So here's another thing from me.
Sure.
It might be a little bit unfair, but I know that every time we bring up something like this, we do say we also review content. Fuck, this is so boring. This is so boring. He is just droning on.
Yeah, I mean,
talking about the stuff.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, he got this.
Well,
that means we'll look at the damage table and.
Well, this is the problem. Like, when you make a video that's supposed to be informative, I want it to be informative.
Yeah.
The entertainment value is whatever it is, whatever. I will learn what I need to learn, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I'm not learning anything. So like I would let it pass if I was like I have learned a couple of things. I'm being hyperbolic, of course. But
Yeah.
like this isn't giving me what it has advertised.
Yeah.
That is my problem. If it was giving me what was advertised and he was still doing the same thing, I'd be more okay with it, right?
Yeah.
That's
fair.
But this is giving me very little. Apparently a damage table exists. I had no idea, right? Like I feel like there are things that I should know before we get to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like very much so.
And I agree with that because you know if you're trying to teach and you are learning, fine, you have accomplished your mission.
Exactly.
But there is definitely a problem when you're trying to teach me and you're coming off so boring and so unenthused that I'm falling asleep.
Sure, that's fair.
And the other problem is that if you're not speaking to me with any sort of drive or anything, I'm just ignoring you at this point.
Sure.
Because like I have a hard time even listening.
Hey, you know who presents content that he's passionate about and presents it well?
Oh, I think I know who, but please tell me.
Me? Is it me? Is it me? It's me, isn't
no,
it?
You haven't made solo content in forever. Shut up.
I know.
Yeah. No, it's Snow Not Once.
Ah, the boy.
Yeah, it was.
He's like nearly to 10K subs, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like at 9 or 10 or
9.7 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that boy's doing really well.
But does he make enough money on Patreon to afford new profile pictures?
Oh, that's a great question.
I think not.
Pizza Fuck says, Olive Man? God, no.
No.
He is passionate. I will give him that.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's also
and he got an award.
And wrong.
RPG Pundit is passionate too.
Yes. It's easy to be passionate, but it's also it's not easy to be good at making content.
Well, okay. You can be good at making content, but you're good at making good content. That's the question.
Sure. Okay, yeah, fair.
Because we had that little adventure where we learned of the majesty of forest fruits and door slam too loud and shit. And that's content.
It's hilarious content, to be fair.
Okay, that's a bit of a lie. It is pretty good content, but not for the reasons
that it's been put out for. I agree. Anyway, let's see. I see cloaking or something. Clashing jumping? I don't know.
Clashing jumping? What?
Something.
Oh,
that's where it was.
I'm not looking at the screen.
That's fair.
Paper in the
I'm looking at my Tyrannosaurus.
So I can easily find it. Let me bring across my tablet.
Would you not bookmark
Yeah,
where you need to go?
Truth be told, I'm not looking at the screen either.
I don't think you need
see
to.
The damage roll. It seems the strength roll
my god! Oh my god!
Oh,
wait.
What the?
Well, goddamn, I'm not looking.
What fresh hell is this?
He couldn't find it in the book, so he just pulled it up on his iPad. Or sorry, his fucking Samsung fucking tablet.
No.
See, this man will teach us how to play this game.
Takes, man. If you don't know the page number for something, that's fine. But then find it and then start recording again and do it as a cut take.
Yeah, exactly. Cut it out and just get there. Oh no. He says he GMs this system and yet he can't find the damage table. Now, I will give him the benefit of it's kind of hard to remember where everything is for some.
Yeah, that's honestly fair because once you GM a system and you know enough shit, sometimes you just kind of forget the page because you have that shit memorized. Or in better cases, I hope he does this. I doubt it though. You make a cheat sheet.
Yeah,
or just a piece of paper that has all the important rules, and it's like, oh, hey, we doing this. Well, bam, cheat sheet, done.
This is the other thing. This might be his cheat sheet. Where he has them pulled up in different tabs and stuff. Because that's another thing you can do. Absolutely. But, like, if you're making an informative video and you're using the book as the reference, first off, fucking do your research and actually get your references together so you can actually, like... so you can actually like turn the pages and such like that you need to, because otherwise this is just such an unprofessional kind of video, dude. Like
throwing off the white balance,
yeah,
and like darkening everything else out.
Right.
We can't see anything on your tablet, dude.
Well, I can read it, which is more than I thought would happen, to be fair.
Well done.
Dude, with the frame you are paused on, even with glasses on, I cannot read it.
Oh, okay. My frame is very clear.
Oh, good. This looks like it's at 240p.
This is my frame. You can see the words. So
yeah, hold on now.
It's like Aiden predicted the future. Yeah, it is.
It's like, who predicted the future?
Aiden.
Oh, Aiden.
Yeah. No. That's a lovely.
And I'm like, oh no, I can't read it. But then, like, before I start to get mad, I consider, is it really a great loss? And then I consider, no, not really.
Aiden, that's so mean.
Is it? How?
I don't know, but I'm sure somebody in the comments will tell me. And you,
right?
Yeah, true.
Tell you more.
Sure.
Hey, tell us with the donation why it's mean.
Oh, that's a good idea. That way we'll see it immediately.
Oh my god. Anyway, so fucking hell.
I was like, I won't care that people can donate money, and then like immediately I'm like simping for money.
Oh, well, I mean, that's what you do for money.
Gabe, don't do it unless you want to, please. Oh my god. Anyway, so
yes, don't donate unless like you can.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is going great. Let's continue. I'm more fascinated now than anything.
Yeah.
We got 14, so he's mortally wounded. So he actually drops to the ground. He can't do much more than mutter. And the Stormtrooper won in one shot.
Sure, that's cool.
And that's how simple the rules are.
Yeah.
The guy
from challenges like that where it's blasted.
Oh, why can't I pause?
It's paused for me.
Okay. Are you telling me that like the military like soldier wearing armor won against an Imperial officer in clothing?
It does say typical naval trooper, so I don't know if they had armor or not. This is the thing. I have no idea about the stats of this person.
Well,
he told you the stats before, you piece of shit. Weren't you listening to the highly informative section?
No.
Okay.
No, because he's an Imperial officer. He's like those guys with the weird hats.
No. It says, because he went for this one right at the top right there, it says typical Imperial naval trooper. So I will give him that much at least. Yeah, I thought it was an officer, but it is actually a trooper, apparently. Yeah, but yes, he even so, like, I will say, I'm okay with combat being very swift and decisive in this way if somebody gets a really good shot off, because fair enough, could happen.
You shot him in the brain.
He shot him real good. Ow, 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 I'm on the ground, I need medical attention.
No, you can only mutter.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Med.
A vehicle, or charisma versus willpower if you're trying to talk somebody into something. You get skill versus skill and skill versus stat rolls. Whoever gets the higher succeeds. But you also got target numbers.
Sure.
So predicting the weather for tomorrow might be an easy task. If we bring this across, we can see easy is 6 to 10. So I would say that's perception as well, which the story.
Wait. No, I need to see his other tabs. Hold on. This is important to me.
If we bring this across.
Ooh.
I check a search history.
Hold on. It's not a good frame for it. Hold on.
Yeah, no, it's all blurry for me.
An easy task.
Predicting the weather is easy.
Okay.
If you use the weather channel.
One of them's a YouTube tab.
Okay.
I can't read the words.
Is he looking at a more successful channel? I'm sorry, that's me.
I was right.
Damn.
That's fucked up. I'm sorry, that's my bad.
Well, I mean, I look at more successful channels.
You're fine.
I thought of it and I couldn't help but say it.
It's fine.
Also, Alejo, are you telling me you can't read those tabs?
See, mine's way clearer. Your internet sucks, so mine's way clearer than yours.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, even so, I can't read what it says, so never mind. I really wanted to know, but I don't know.
We can see easy is 6 to 10. That's perception as well, which the Stormtrooper gets 2 dice. He gets 7. He has no idea what tomorrow's weather's going to be like.
Okay.
Yeah, as do most people.
What the target number is. The differences in the challenges, if I bring this back across,
nice.
Very easy, moderate, difficult, very difficult, and heroic. We've got very easy, which is driving a speeder bike, excuse me while I get tongue twisted, flying a speeder bike down a very clear street.
Yeah.
Would be very easy. So a Stormtrooper,
I wouldn't even make them roll.
Easily gets a 5.
Yeah.
It's a
0
1 to 5.
He passes.
They're fine.
Anywhere in that range, the game master can decide. It can be 0. It can be that easy. Anybody can do it with their eyes closed.
Okay.
Cool. Easy would be going around a corner at speed.
Sure. Yeah.
Walking.
Moderate
Walking around the corner.
No, you're riding your speeder.
Fairly busy street,
walking.
weaving around cars and things. Difficult would be maneuvering around down the busy
straight
walkway at the side of a road.
Okay.
Weaving
So
your way
sidewalk.
around pedestrians.
Sure.
Very difficult would be going at full speed, clappers out, weaving around other fast
Clapping
traffic.
cheeks.
What the fuck
And
is a
heroic
clapper?
would be
I don't. Oh my
reaching
God.
over your shoulder to shoot while you're doing those fast maneuvers.
General, I'm trying to drive down the street.
But the cheeks are clapping so loud.
But I'm dummy thick and the clappers are out.
Damn it.
Oh man.
That's the way it's just the games master decides what the target number is, using how difficult he feels it is, from very easy to heroic.
What if it's a she?
And that gives you the target number.
Shut up.
That can be up to over 30. My dice rolls have succeeded in heroic moves today. And that's it. The D6 system at its base is that. Characters also have character points and force points. So if you've got character point, you can add an extra dice to a roll. So your Stormtrooper rolling 4 dice could burn a character point and gain a 5th dice.
Sure.
A force point is different. A force point doubles your skill. So a Stormtrooper who has a single force point in a battle, he's a veteran Stormtrooper and you decide to give him a force point, can spend that force point and get 8 dice.
I have no idea how to create a character to do that, my dude.
I'm sure he'll tell us at the end of the video.
Ooh, very nice. So we've got 20, 25.
So sorry for this. I had no idea. I
Why
should
did
have
you
done
do
this
this
one.
way, Aiden?
I don't know.
Fucking I didn't do
43.
Leave me out of it.
Impressive. I don't think anybody would dodge that. So as you can see, force points are mega powerful. They also increase your dodge. So when you're shot at, you get to double your dodge dice.
That makes sense because it's
Work for
how it
strength
works.
Dice.
It just
You
doubles
don't get
things,
to
then
resist
yeah, that's how
damage
that works.
at double.
Yeah.
But there's the basis of the system. You can now have watched this video and you can go on any set of stats on the site and basically be able to work them. You can guess things like hull goes against the damage of laser weapons on starships.
Can I?
Body strength of vehicles go against weapons.
So just because I have common sense and can think for myself, sure. I'm still not sure about that. I would like to know the rules.
You don't get to pass off my common sense as you teaching.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, this is how this works, and I get how rolling dice against each other works. You add them up. That's all I needed for that, I guess.
Remember when I said it's opinion passed off as fact that we have problems with?
Yeah.
Remember, and like, so long as this video was informative, we'd probably be fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to redact that.
Okay. That's fair.
I've seen the error of my ways.
I feel like the last video that I have will be more informative than this video.
Even though apparently it's the shit one?
Even though it's the one that is the most abrasive. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm abrasive, but also lovable.
Which might be worth mentioning is scale.
Not everybody abrasive is bad.
Didn't say that.
It's up here.
Got that impression.
You were the one who
we have the scale system. These are the differences between the scales.
I don't understand. So, okay, sure.
Character.
Yeah.
So this is just sizes. Okay.
The speeder gets 2 dice extra to damage, but the character finds it 2 dice.
This is for damage? Sure.
So he would add 2 dice extra to his blaster skill to hit that target because it's a big vehicle. It would add 2 dice to resist the puny little small arms fire and survive. And so it goes forth and you calculate the difference. So an AT-AT walker shooting an X-Wing gets 2 dice extra to hit the X-Wing, but the X-Wing gets 2 dice extra to resist the damage.
I'm just painting at this point.
A character shooting a capital ship.
I'm not even.
It gets 12.
I'm sorry.
It gets 12 dice extra to hit it.
I mean, hey.
Yeah.
Almost impossible.
I'm basically just here, like, texting a friend and listening in.
That's fine. That's fine. We're not gonna go for the rest of it. We're just gonna move on. I'm sorry, everyone. Right
now I have to pay attention. Damn it.
I thought that this would be
my keyboard listening to this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just I thought this would be.
From the fucking title, you can't be blamed.
I thought I should have
into a video that's like, hey, this is how you play, and here I'm gonna flip to a random section of the book, and we'll start here.
Yeah, so this is the thing. I've never in a how to play video been more confused.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I was confused in the how to play video about, like, do we add dex to damage? And he kept waffling back and forth. And I'm like, true. So are you saying we do or don't do it?
But that one, I at least could follow it, right? And I understood what was happening.
Yeah, because at least that's a simple concept, and it's not like...
we could follow.
Yeah. With this, it's like, I need to know so much more that you haven't told me about. Is the character just something that I just plop out of this book? Like, it's just a pre-made thing every time? What's happening?
So,
yeah.
So on one side, like, I almost wonder, like, if our confusion is because we're an outsider to the system already.
But this should be a gateway to it.
Yeah, this is a how to play.
Yeah.
We're already gonna be outsiders.
Yeah.
But
the assumption.
Here's the thing. I'm sort of grateful we're outsiders to the system and don't have that knowledge, like, filling in the blanks automatically and just going, yeah, of course it's this. Of course it's you roll this against this. Yeah. Like, makes sense. I'm almost grateful that we saw it as outsiders because, like, we got to see this video as the clusterfuck that it truly is.
It's true. It's true. Well, this is the thing, right? Again, this is his most popular video on this topic. So this is the one that people have seen.
Yes.
His month-old video has like 100. It has like 100 views on it. That's it. Nobody has watched it. So this is the one.
Perhaps we should learn from the collective example.
Apparently. Well, so I've never seen a man so confused about rules they've attempted to teach. Wait, that's a lie. I've been through the American education system. Yes. Yes. So okay, now I'm going to assume I'm going to assume this next video, which I will pull up right now, is going to tell me more about this system than that video ever did. It is so loud. So this is this is from I think it's Really Dice. Hold on, my mouse was stuck. Really Dicey.
Okay.
It's called West End Games. Star Wars role-playing game is still one of the best systems ever made.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough. I hope so. I have no idea.
Yeah. The last
it just sounds like
nothing to tell me that.
It just sounds like GURPS, but Star Wars to me, in the sense of it's very simple because it has just D6s. I don't know much about GURPS in general, but all I know is that it is very simple to learn because it is just D6s. Point. Yes. General
General universal role-playing system.
Thank you. So, like, I hope this one is 9 minutes, basically.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 8 million views. I'm like, holy fucking shit.
I don't fucking know. I didn't look at the view count on this one.
Why not? That's the most important part.
Right, you're right.
That's all I look at in our videos.
Yeah, because you don't fucking watch them or anything. That's why I often
sleep through the podcast, because I'm like, yeah, the fucking...
How's the disappointment treating you?
What? Wait, that's the what?
How's the disappointment treating you?
Oh, no, it's fine. It's not my podcast. It's Alejo's.
Ooh.
All right. Oh, wow. All right. Yeah. Fair enough, I guess. I see where we stand. 64 episodes in, I see where we stand.
I think Boo just lost his host status and got promoted to consistent guest.
Yeah. By the way, I know it's completely off topic,
sure,
but whenever we get fucking Warhammer 40k Dark Tide, I call playing the Commissar. I'm just gonna roleplay a Commissar the whole time we're playing.
Absolutely, that's fine with me.
Oh yeah. Dude, if you're not screaming for the Emperor and commanding me to like charge forward and die, like I'll be disappointed.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Because in fucking with the Space Marines, they're all relatively equal. As a Commissar, man, I'm gonna be fucking like it's gonna be.
You
bad.
are the man. Yeah, that's true.
It's gonna be bad for you and them, of course.
So this one has 4. This one has 4.3K views. So it's relatively popular.
A respectable amount.
Came out last year, so you know. Yeah, the person's got what? Yeah, 1.1K subscribers. Yeah, that's pretty good. So.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah.
I want to play the guy that has like the big fuck off shotgun.
The Bullgrin?
Yeah.
Ogren or Bullgrin?
It's probably an Ogren, probably, actually.
I just don't know the difference. If there is one.
Bullgrins are smarter. They're the leaders of the Ogren, I believe.
Oh, I see.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of Bullgrin before.
You've not
heard of Ogren?
Oh, no. yeah. You don't take Ogren as a Militarum. You take Bullgrin.
No, you do. Are you kidding me?
Okay. No. So, Bullgrin are just straight up better than Ogren in every way, like legitimately.
Yeah, but like. Ogren, like, when you're shot and bleeding out and can barely mumble orders and are ordering your Ogren to take you to medical care, and he can't understand you because you were in, like, a transport ship that, like, crashed, and he doesn't know what you're saying, and when he grabs the wing of the transport ship and straight up hauls that thing over ground, like... In the middle of crossfire across dirt, he drags this thing to the medical bay, and he's like, "I don't know what to." And they're like, "Oh, fuck it, good job, Ogren.
Well, here's the
star."
Thing.
And he's like, "I got a fucking sticker. fucking today's my day.
I'm talking strictly just like.
Yeah, he's talking tabletop.
Yeah, just the
war.
tabletop. You obviously want Ogren with you in 40k regardless.
Oh,
They're great.
Yeah, dude.
How the fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I agree. It's awesome.
I want a whole squad of Ogren, and just like in my back pocket, I'll keep like a list of gold stars, like the stickers, and like I'll just pass them out as necessary.
Yeah.
I was wrong. The boneheads are the leader ones. Bulgrin are just the armored melee ones.
Oh.
But they are better than Ogrins on the tabletop. I know that much for a fact.
I see.
Anyway, let's start this. That's a knife.
It is a knife.
Okay.
Hello everyone, this is Really Dicey. Today we're going to talk about the great Star Wars role-playing game by West End Games. We're going to look back and talk about...
no, you have a Mandalorian thing in the background. Oh no.
Well, that is what is popular.
Yeah, but it's bad.
But it is popular. So.
I know.
I
shouldn't be.
Algorithm.
I still haven't seen it, so like I want to inform my own opinion on it.
That's fair.
So don't fucking spoil it away, huh?
I won't. It's just not worth your time.
I saw a clip last night where like two ships were like chasing the Mandalorian's ship, and he like shunted out a bomb or something, and the two ships just like kept flying straight at it, and then the bomb went off.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, but swerve though, or don't fly behind the ship.
Maybe shoot it. I don't know. Do something.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Don't. I'm glad you don't have high expectations.
I've had one person say like it was the tits, and I've had you who said it was bad.
The general public will say that it's good.
Yes, I've heard that.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. I've heard more good things than I have bad. From more like the general public again, like being
from
like
normies.
Yeah, being like, yay, Baby Yoda. And I'm like, yeah, but who cares about Baby Yoda? And they're like, oh, also he shoots people. And I'm like, you have my attention. And then they said it was like a Western set in space. And I'm like, you have my attention?
Oh,
I
sure.
like Trigon.
I like Firefly, yeah.
I like how we all have a different thing that we say.
But yeah, it's anyway. Well, you have fun. You have fun, sir.
Once I find somewhere to pirate it. I mean, once I find somewhere to buy
Disney Plus.
Yeah. By the way,
No, Mickey Mouse, don't aim that gun at my head.
By the way, Aiden, if you are interested, I know a website where you can watch Mugen Train.
Cowboy Bebop was great. I've watched the first season. It's pretty good.
You
watch the second.
You mean the Demon Slayer movie, right?
Yes, Demons.
I watched it. I watched it literally last night.
Nice. Don't spoil it. I haven't seen it yet. I just finished Little Witch Academia right before the podcast, so I'm gonna watch it like right after that. After this. Little Witch Academia is so fucking good.
All right. Let's get to the actual thing.
Yes.
Oh, great.
And we do. This is a fantastic game. This is definitely my favorite version of Star Wars role-playing.
Nice.
Released in 1987. This game is set in the Civil War era, and nobody rocked Star Wars like West. They really understood the original trilogy, so much so that certain aspects of canon started in this game. They were the first people to use the name Twi'lek, for instance, and the Rodians.
Yeah. Really?
George Lucas considered these games so authoritative that when Timothy Zahn was writing his trilogy, he was sent a box of West End books and told to base his books on the background material in this game.
God damn.
So these
If
are
that's
as close
true.
to canon as you could possibly get. Even the Star Wars, the new Disney
I've
reboot
already learned a lot.
keeps a lot of this information. So this
Well, it's
is
because
really
it's
great
in the
stuff.
canon, but they also
they're
destroyed so
very-
much canon, so
Very
whatever.
detailed. They had lots and lots of different
Canon is malleable,
different source books.
depending on the Force.
They really got into just everything. They had source books on the Empire and the Rebellion, of course, but also bounty hunters, crime syndicates. This game used a D6 system. The system came to be called the D6 system. It wasn't called that at the time. It's a further refinement of the system they introduced in their fantastic Ghostbusters game. The idea is that you had stats, and underneath those you had skills, and you add those together to get a dice pool of D6s, which you...
I'm already learning so much.
Yeah, this is already way better.
Now, I had no idea that it was a dice pool of the combination. Well, this is news to me. Hey.
Yeah.
You roll and added together against a difficulty number. These guys were the first people to come up with a dual system, which then went on to become a very common...
You know what's fun?
What?
When people who make a video do homework about the system that they're talking about.
I'm just
When they're
waiting for him to pull out his tablet and be like, yeah, no.
I would gag.
At that point, yeah, it's like, oh, you seem to be, like, super into the system, you seem to know a lot, you seem to have done your research, just pulls out a tablet and just goes, now look at this!
By the way, there's more information on this other website.
Like, if you do that at the end of the video, sure, that's fine. This isn't how to play, remember. This is why the system is one of the best systems still.
There is still just something that is, like, intellectually dishonest to me. That you make a whole, like, 10-minute video for that rubs fingers. Sweet ad revenue.
Sure. Well, this is not. Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking about this video in
sorry.
particular.
Yes.
I'm just saying in general.
Yes.
There's something, like, intellectually dishonest about making a 10-minute video for the ad revenue and then presenting some of the information rather.
Yes.
And then just at the end of the video saying you can read the rest of it here. And like it's like, well, I don't need a video, I need a PSA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I understand exactly what you mean. Like if it was a video like what we watched before and and it was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go over the rest of this, you can just go look at that over there, right? Like just and it pertains to like what they're talking about, like, and it's information that's kind of vital, and it's like, what the fuck are you making a video for? You know, like, why would you do that?
Unless it was a video like very specific, like this is the video all about combat. We're not going to be talking about role play. All that can be.
That's why I specified, like, if it's essential to what they're talking about, right? Like then it's like, oh, fuck you. But if it's not, then it's like, oh, this is additional information that you can find that goes more into depth about different parts, right?
Exactly.
That aren't basics or whatever I'm talking about, right? Like then it's fine. Sure. Absolutely. Or you go, I'm going to make another video about those specific parts, right? Like then you do that. There are multiple ways to do it, and that's fine. It's just when you do it, like, look at the site, please.
Hey guys. When I write my Call of Cthulhu campaign, I'm going to write like 30 words, and then the rest of it is going to be on a tablet.
Ah, I see. Yeah. It's just
to save money,
browser tabs open.
Yeah.
Save the trees.
Gotta save the trees because money isn't made from wool.
That is true.
It influenced White Wolf's rule system as well.
Oh!
If you want to set your game in the classic era, these guys really understood.
White Wolf is the vampire.
And they also took the game forward to what was known as the extended universe. Not to say anything about the new movies, But the one real regret I have is that they did not follow West End into the New Republic. The West End games had an era after the Empire called the New Republic, where the Republic was expanding and really taking up the job of government. And the New Republic era was great because it kind of turned things on its head and it allowed you to play the forces of law and order. And now the rebel remnants, they were the terrorists, the bad guys. Well, I mean, they were always the bad guys, but they were the terrorists.
What? Okay. So first off, I mean, neat, I guess, but also, what?
What?
I'm
not a Star Wars man. I don't.
It's just interesting to me to think like, hey, the rebellion that came and destroyed the Empire and then took over again because the Republic needed to be reestablished. Now they're the bad guys. It's just really interesting.
In the perspective, I think, of the story.
I don't know.
Which would seem like something more like a DM does than the game system.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know, but like at the same time, it's interesting. I'm like willing to go with it, right?
Yeah, no, hell yeah. I would like be a bunch of soldiers, like a squad of soldiers working like in unison, and who like. Well, I was thinking of what's it called? That thing with the serial killer. Not Baywatch. Fucking
Dexter?
No. It's a Pathfinder campaign where there's a festival in town and you're trying to stop a serial killer. Night Watch. Agents of Night Watch.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay.
But like wherein you're a bunch of soldiers who like view the rebellion as terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
Which, to be fair, I would say freedom fighter is just a friendly word for terrorist.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Absolutely.
But like I would be perfectly fine with like a campaign or two like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that is in the rules system.
Yeah. Well, so Royd says they aren't. I don't know what he's talking about. They're not that, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So
good to know.
I mean, technically the rebels blew up space stations. I am positive that there were at least some civilians on the Death Star. Oh yeah, no, they're terrorists.
Yeah,
like this is there was a Twitter poll that was made by Cynical Reviews, CJ of Cynical Reviews. And I follow him and I saw it and he was like, "Do you think Luke is a terrorist?" And I thought about it for a bit and I snap judgment said no. But then I thought about it, and I was like, well,
but
yes.
Let's look at his actions.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, he is a terrorist because he is trying to overthrow the government. Because terrorism, the definition is being against something with a political agenda behind it, right?
Yeah.
To that effect. It's not one for one. I don't know the exact definition, and I could look it up, but everybody could look that up easily. But it is motivated politically in a way, and I was like, oh yeah, the rebels are super motivated. They're all terrorists, absolutely. Like, and I explained that after doing it, and I was like, I wish I could change my vote.
It's because the rebellion as a whole is very much like, yes, civilians may die, but as a for the cause of the greater good,
exactly,
we continue to fight. It's very Tau in its mentality.
Yes.
Like, I am all right with you civilians dying if it helps more civilians to better their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And like you obviously, I even said like, we obviously only see the bad parts of the Empire because it is the story that we're told, but there are obviously parts that benefited from the Empire. Like there have to be. You can't make the assumption there aren't. Right,
because otherwise they would have gotten overthrown a while back.
Yes, exactly.
Are you telling me Order of Law and Medicine come with being under a unified empire?
This is,
and then
and
that would be problematic,
right? Well, this is I'll even cite Firefly. I watched a few episodes with my family the other day, and I forgot that one of the episodes is quite literally like the Alliance are portrayed as bad people, and they are mostly. But they also supply like medicine and protection to the outer planets, even though they don't give a shit if it's like gone, like if it's missing or stolen, as in the episode that I watched. They don't give a shit if it's gone, but they will supply it, right?
Yes.
So they're not like entirely heartless, but they are a corporate entity in a way, right? Where it's just like, we have done our job. That's it, right?
Yeah, like in any series where it's freedom fighters versus the government, I understand that it is a basic storytelling element. Like the types of conflicts that exist are like man versus himself, man versus nature, man versus a force greater than himself,
and versus woman.
but
a force
like
greater than himself. Yeah,
a force greater than a force greater than himself. Like an example of that is the government.
Yes,
and like a lot. Sandbagging, and and a lot of people may be displeased with that, so hence like the thought of man fighting a rebellion is like a message that can, like, I don't know, resonate with people or something.
Okay. I don't know. I can resonate with people. It sounds funny.
Well, I also don't want to imply that like people would form a militia and rise up as just like a thing to do on Saturdays.
I mean,
that just sounds funny. I just got a laugh out of that because I just imagined like some rebel officer giving a speech to the soldiers. You know, like, oh man, fucking maybe this will impact you. I don't know, fucking cares.
That's right.
Just being so blasé about their fucking bullshit.
Fucking Jerry, bring up the right flank. Blake, did your wife make that potato salad?
God damn it, Jerry.
Yeah. Oh my god, in Star Wars the terrorists did win. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But like I can understand being like the whole sentiment of like, yeah, fuck the man.
Sure.
But like
we play Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Let's also consider what the government does that's beneficial.
Yeah, exactly.
And like,
I'd rather not. That's not convenient to my fucking point of view.
True.
Yeah, so you're the fuck the man type.
Yeah. That's me.
I'm a libertarian, so technically, fuck the man.
Dude, I don't fucking go to libraries. Fuck off.
Oh no, it's a Tiger King. It's a Tiger King quote.
Oh, and I'm just fucking making the joke about libertarian and librarian being similar.
So yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, don't fucking finish my point. God damn it.
Well, hey, fucking sometimes I have a thought, and sometimes I need to interject it before I fucking forget. So go on.
I can understand like man versus a force greater than himself is important, and it's been so long I forgot where my point was even going.
Fair enough.
But let's not forget the beneficial things that like the Star Wars Empire does, or like governments in general do, such as healthcare, publicized education for your children who you're apparently fighting for.
Like again, like there's a lot of nuance when it comes to that kind of story, which is good, right? Because again, like, is this like, because again, you see a lot of terrorism in some stories because they think that this is for the greater good. Like they don't think they are bad. Right.
Yeah.
But like, there's not a lot of public appeal about like a 2.5 hour long movie hemming and
Yes.
hawing over whether supporting the rebels are a good or a bad idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, like, we don't want to explore whether or not the Imperials are good or bad.
Yeah,
Right.
they're meant
People
to be the carbon. They're meant to be the cardboard bad guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
people just want to see blasters go pew,
And I mean,
and like
there are
ships
obviously
fly through explosions.
right, and with
For
this,
some reason,
they're
unharmed. They fly through a fireball.
Yeah, don't worry
Yeah,
about
fine.
that. They have shields. Shut up.
Yeah.
But obviously, for Star Wars specifically, there are like actual elements of good and evil on both sides that are very clear cut, so you are able to follow like which side is the right side, right? And again, that is not on the grand scale. That is for this story, right?
What if I have a tenuous moral code and I can't follow who is the good guy or the bad guy? Maybe I think
Marshall has no moral compass.
Maybe I think Kylo Ren is the good guy and Rey's the bad guy.
Oh my god.
Nobody's gonna get my Joel Haver reference.
Well, that's again, if it was done well, then I'd be like, okay. But stuff like that and like Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
What do you mean it wasn't done well?
That and like they're so like they don't. Writing is hard now, apparently.
Man, they
like, too hard.
They had the super dagger thing.
Yeah, they did have the dagger.
It was great.
It was really
good. It all
good.
came together.
Mm-hmm. It all came. It's like poetry. It spins.
Yep.
The problem is that the problem
in a less jokey version of the whole rebellion thing,
sure.
And the whole, it not being black and white. If you guys have ever heard of him, his guy on YouTube named CPG Gray.
No.
And he does a lot of really interesting videos just talking about really just kind of random shit. He had a video about tumbleweed, video about hexagons, video about how if you fold a piece of paper a particular way, you can go all the way down to the Planck length and then bigger than the observable universe if you fold it just infinitely. It's just really interesting. And one of the videos that he did was Rules for Rulers, and it was based on facts presented by a book called Guns, Germs, and Governments, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And basically, it goes into
applicable today.
And it goes into like the consequences of being in a place of political power and how corruption is, if you intend to actually be effective on your political platform, is kind of a necessity, and how to hold power and yada yada yada. But it also went into rebellions and revolts and how in dictatorships, revolts are just about as less common in democracies because of the way dictatorships are typically run, where if you have a dictator, basically all you ever do is you have some quality of life for your citizens, and then basically just roads to your port and from your factories to your ports and from your mansion to your airport. And the revolts don't happen, not because the way the country is run isn't wrong, but because the people who would revolt are starving, disconnected illiterates.
Yep. I've played Tropico.
Yeah. And in a democracy, the reason why coups and revolts don't happen is because the point of a democracy is for everybody to be productive. And so if everybody is productive, politicians and powerful people will build roads and hospitals and schools and shit to increase productivity, to do that cycle. And a coup/revolt would destroy the very means of that production, your productivity. And so it doesn't really ever happen because of that, unless there are extreme circumstances, which obviously in Star Wars it wound up coming to that.
And like you can do a micro scale for something like real life where you have like writer strikes and such like that. Strikes in general, where they are tired of that the way they're treated, so they have to strike.
They're tired of that shit.
Yeah, they're tired of that shit, so they got to change it.
So this brings actually a question that I would like both of your opinions on.
Okay.
About 40K.
Ooh.
Okay.
So there are worlds settled worlds that exist that like are at like 18th or 19th century technology.
Yep.
Yes. Feudal worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How can that possibly be a thing when the fact that there's even humans on this planet means they were spacefaring and like had that technology?
There was the warp storms that made it so that they were cut off, and so their technology stagnated, or not stagnated, but wasn't able to be renewed, I guess, more so. That is stagnation, I think.
Yeah, but like even if you're cut off, like you still know how to build a screwdriver.
No, they don't.
Well, you say that.
Don't. The STCs, remember? The STCs are what made it so that they could, but they lost the STCs.
Yeah.
And then the Mechanicus is fucking like, that's techno heresy. That's executable by death.
Yeah, there's a then because again with the amount of being unable to be contacted via the warp storms, they don't have that direction, so they have to do it on their own, and then that's why.
Yeah,
the Mechanicus believes that all knowledge that like exists is already out there in the universe and is just waiting to be plucked by humankind.
No,
so like, not by humankind.
No, it's by the people in the cult Mechanicus, not by humankind.
Pretty sure it's by humans, because we are supposed to be the in the eyes of the cult Mechanicus, humans are supposed to be the people who settle the universe, sort of a manifest destiny sort of thing.
That's more the Emperor's like grand thing, but not to mention the Mechanicus.
There are different sects of the Mechanicus that don't believe that.
Yeah, there are sects. Different sects.
There are sects.
Yep. It's a lot, but like the feudal worlds and stuff, I feel is more just because of that being cut off thing, and then after that they leave them that way because again you need those feudal worlds that do all of the crop growth and such. They focus. Yeah, they focus on agro worlds. That's true. But that is feudal usually, isn't it?
I don't believe so. I think there are agri worlds that are very advanced.
Okay, well then fuck me forever.
And the thing that I always assume is that there are so many worlds who don't even know that they're in the Imperium anymore. And so they could have been discovered a long time ago and settled a long time ago, and over time their technology just degrades. Maybe something breaks and it's like, well, we don't have a fucking tech priest here to fix it, to pray and fucking burn incense over it, so that's done. Let's go back to fucking making stone tools and shit.
Exactly.
And then eventually it degrades down into medieval level shit.
And then you have the, like Pizza Funk says, in real life technology has been lost to time and then found hundreds of years later. Like
yeah, but no one's going to forget how to make penicillin. I don't know how to do it myself, but like I can either Google or there are textbooks.
Well, here's the other thing.
There are
in the real world,
yeah, in the real world, sure. I don't know the specifics of how much they have on their settlement ships. Like, I would need to know more about that stuff. There's probably information that you can find, but again, I don't know it myself.
Luton, come to my rescue.
And the thing is, yes, in the real world, absolutely. We would never let the knowledge of penicillin go away. Yeah. But we are also talking about the Imperium of Man here.
Yeah.
And their whole deal is fucking...
pray the sickness away.
Well, pray the sickness away, and you have that thought? Yeah, we're going to need you to go ahead and not have that thought anymore. Until the thought fucking vanishes.
Yeah.
Aims bolt pistol at head. Don't think that thought.
Exactly.
There's
a lot. It's a lot more backwards for 40K.
Yeah. That's why the Tower are in the best position to actually do some real advancement.
Yes.
Because they actually develop shit.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, there's like humans that help the Tau because the Tau actually somewhat give a damn about their subjects.
And they even are like, you still worship the Emperor? That's cool. I don't give a shit.
No, we don't care.
Yeah.
Fine, go for
it. Freedom of religion? What?
Yeah.
What?
Right.
Yeah, that's why I still believe that the Tau are at least the goodest people in the 40K universe.
If you overarchingly look at everything, then yes, they are the most good, quote unquote.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm not saying that
the most accepting, I guess, more so.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not saying that any. I've learned there's nobody good in 40K. That's the point. No. So I'm just saying that
a lot of nuance. A lot of nuance.
Here's a question for you. Who do you
the 40K
think...
stream, by the way?
Yeah, right.
Who do you think, if we scale population up to match for Drukhari and Eldar versus humans, like if we had the populations match, which side do you think would be more self-harming?
Self-harming or Drukhari?
Because like, well, there's like humans have chaos too.
Yeah, but like, Drukhari have to be self-harming in order for them to be okay. That's literally like the point. Like, otherwise, like Slaanesh takes their souls.
They can be self-harming, but like they can also harm like orcs or Tau.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely,
anyone, really.
Absolutely. But when you have a shortage, you have to go for your own population. And like
that's why they do the raids in the real space.
Yeah, they have to go get slaves in order to maybe not use other people.
Yeah,
maybe. But with the other thing is, I understand as well. The Imperium of Man also has everybody shooting each other in the face because they have the wrong thought, right? That's fair. That's also bad, absolutely. But I feel like that's way less than the Drukhari who literally need to do that, like, in order to survive.
Yeah. Not to mention, and the other thing is that, yes, they need to do it to survive, but they also fucking love it.
Well, yeah, at this point, yeah, they fucking love it, but...
So that's a whole other level.
Well, I think the need to survive far outweighs that, I think.
Oh, I know. The need to survive is what drove them to it, but eventually, like, they only did it because they were trying... They only started doing it because they're like, God, I'm fucking bored. Torture machine go burr.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, well, that's what got them to the point of needing to do it continuously.
Yes.
Continuously,
yes.
Excuse me.
By the way, Pizza Funk, to answer your question, would you say language is an invention and or technology?
Invention.
If so, would a lost language be considered a lost technology? I would say that all technology is, like, by default, inventions anyway.
I don't think it would be considered a technology, but I believe, yes, in what you're saying.
I would consider it a technology because there's the communal aspect to language.
I think that's fair, but also I think anybody can communicate with anybody at some degree. So
technically speaking, actually, the definition of technology, I think, is applied science.
Oh, if that's the case, then you're right. Technology. I will check. We're on a whole different tangent.
Yeah,
everybody out there, but it's cool. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We're talking Star Wars.
Yeah, we're talking.
The stars. Just not
who cares about Star Wars?
You can obviously tell that we care a lot about Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who cares about Star Wars? This is now the Pizza Funk stream.
The application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes, especially in industry.
Yeah.
So then I would say no.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
it's a technology. No. I would say that the language of C or any programming language is a technology, but I wouldn't say a regular like verbal language is.
Yeah, a programming language.
Yeah. Now, I think if you had a lost knowledge or a lost language and you refound the language, I think it would be more less technology, more artifact, because the Rosetta Stone was that.
I was just thinking of the Rosetta Stone. God,
that's true. That's true. That is very true.
But yeah, since it obviously was a physical stone that contained the language itself, but I think that point still kind of stands.
It's the definition of artifact is an object made by a human being, typically an item of cultural or historical interest, and I would say a language is of cultural interest.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's what culture is built upon.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the building blocks, I would say, yeah. And then
Just so
something observed in scientific investigation or experiment that is not naturally present but occurs as a result of the preparative or investigative procedure. It's the other thing for artifact.
Oh.
Ghosts, yes. Force ghosts, hey!
So yeah, Pizza Funk by default, language is an invention.
Invention, not a technology.
Yes.
I have switched my opinion.
Just like the Imperials were loved in areas because they protected planets and brought order to chaotic areas. Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Also true.
Yeah, and I mean, hell, there are many planets in the Imperium that are like, oh, fuck yeah, we're part of the Imperium.
Yeah.
Until they start requisitioning your entire population to serve as guardsmen and then all die in the battle. But
yeah, they still don't
the
care. It's better than
technically speaking. Actually, that comment predates us talking 40K.
That is
that's
true.
When we were.
Right.
That's when we were on Star Wars.
That's true. You're right. All right, let's.
But I would absolutely love to play a campaign where like your soldiers like helping to like maintain order in an area.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the fucking Imperium comes out of the sky.
well, no, like
no, you are the Imperium.
You're Imperials.
Oh, you are the Imperium. Okay.
Yeah, you're Imperial soldiers to keep order in an area, and then like fighting against the rebellion who like wants to set off a bomb.
Yeah. Sorry if I derailed stuff. It's just really interesting. No, absolutely. You're fine. Absolutely. We were already derailing ourselves.
Yeah, we were already derailed. You just contributed to it. There's a difference. You didn't cause it.
This isn't because the system is boring or anything. This is literally this spawned off of them talking about the terrorism of the New Republic, apparently, which doesn't exist apparently. So.
Guys, look at what Pizza Funk did.
What did he do?
Memes.
Oh, did he make a meme?
He made 2 memes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, hang on.
Oh.
That's right. There were memes to go over as well. I forgot. Oh my god. We'll get there. I think there was a meme that was from last time.
Oh shit. Whoops.
Oh,
I love both
the
of these.
iPad. I hate the iPad.
I love them so much.
No. Oh no.
I gotta show it to everyone. So,
damn it.
So
why are all of our meme lords so on point?
I know, it's great. Okay, so this is the first one. Hang on. This is I love that. Oh, it's what was the caption for this one? If the video was more interesting, this is for the video that we covered right before this one. So this was the first thing of the page with Olive Man on it, which is great. And then the second one is the iPad with Garabay on it. Oh,
wait, hold on. Did Mug Zero, did they buy a can of olives just for that meme?
I know, for that one? I don't know. I think they found the picture of it. I don't know.
Yeah,
though.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Alvies by Draco Quack.
Yeah. These were from last time. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, we all know I don't browse the Tabletop server.
I know. All right. So let's continue on and figure out more about why the system is the best. Because I still don't know why. It's all right, it seems, but I haven't heard anything that makes it the best.
There's some cool lore.
Yep, cool lore. That's something that a lot of things have.
The best.
And it was really great. This book here is Galaxy Guide 8. This is Scouts. So during the Civil War, there were no voyages of exploration from either side. They were all too easy. But once the New Republic was established, they began again exploring new space. So they had scouts, which would go out and explore the new universe. So this is your chance to for space exploration.
What's the point of the other guy being there?
Universe.
Great question. I don't know.
Basically, like, hey,
he's been silent
this is
the whole
Star
time.
Wars. This is a guy who knows about Star Wars, and now I'm gonna be completely silent for the rest of the video.
Yeah,
Emotional grounding.
Seems to be the presenter or the first host, but he has nothing to contribute so far. I hope we get to hear something.
Or he's just being polite and letting his friend go.
Yeah.
Could be.
Not that I expect any of you to know what that means.
Yeah, no, I don't know what that
Fuck off, dude. Sometimes I have a thought and it comes mid-sentence, okay? We're gonna discuss it, you know?
I'm sorry, did the middle of my sentence interrupt the beginning of yours?
Yes. Well, that's the thing. I understand it's a little rude, but it's also like, hey, sometimes.
Oh yeah, I know it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's because otherwise, like, we're not gonna talk about it because I'll forget, or somebody will forget something. You know?
Yeah. No, I really do get it. I just adore giving you shit.
I understand.
Most of it, all of us do.
One
actually.
warning: these books took the movies as absolute gospels. Movies, there were 3 Jedi, and so. In this game, you cannot play a Jedi. You can play a Jedi student. You can play a Padawan. You can play a failed Jedi. I love Jedi. He's great. You can play a quixotic Jedi, which is a poor fool who thinks he's a Jedi but isn't.
Oh,
hey, that's funny.
You can play alien students of the Force, but you can't actually play a full-fledged Jedi. And the Force is very difficult to use. It is very difficult to play a Jedi, which I think was completely done on purpose. It's a feature, not a bug, but it is definitely something to keep in mind.
I would say if I were to play something like this, then I would be fine with the Force being hard to use, because I don't care for it much.
You don't like bacteria?
Well, no, this was before that. Don't worry about that.
It's still canon, baby!
No, I don't think so, actually.
No?
I don't think it's canon at all anymore.
That?
I don't know anymore, dude. I have no fucking idea what the canon of Star Wars is anymore, okay?
Well, you watch all the movies, you should know!
No.
Don't worry, the writers don't either.
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't matter if I watch the movies. There is no consistency because of the writers. So, I would say, like, because the Force kind of... Shut up. The Force kind of complicates things to such a degree, because it's just like... You can do so much with it that it's like
it's like everybody in your party is Boris. Sucks.
What's wrong with that? You would see.
Hey man, we're all
you would
variations.
see and not be seen.
That is true.
It's true. You're invisible.
Kind of the rollicking Jedi feel of
Wait, is the video playing for you guys?
Yes.
Oh, it's not for me.
I'll bring
gotta refresh.
Yeah.
You let me know when you're good.
Yeah, that means I'm gonna be sitting here loading for a while because Watch Together hates me.
Yeah. The canon is whatever cocktail Disney is on that week. That's true.
That's
true.
More accurate.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. They're now expanding that into Marvel. If you didn't know, they're breaking the fuck out of everything that they used to have for that.
Why do they just change shit? Why can't they just leave it alone?
And also, they don't have people that care about the integrity.
So I have a question. Ooh. Disney wanted to acquire David Benioff and D.B. Weiss to do a trilogy.
Yes.
After being so impressed and how they produced Game of Thrones,
and
then they fired the fuck out of them because season 8 was such a shit show. Why doesn't Disney acquire Game of Thrones? Surely that license can't cost much.
At this point, I feel like they could, and then they would fuck it up even more, which would be hilarious.
Yeah.
The last Game of Thrones branded thing I saw was Game of Thrones Oreos 2 years ago.
I remember those.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like they could do it, but they would do it when the new book comes out if George R.R. Martin doesn't die first.
Yeah, but buy low, sell high. Just buy the license while it's cheap and don't do anything with it.
I get that. It's still gonna be cheap, dude. That's the thing. It's still going to be cheap. Nobody's gonna touch it because it got fucked. There's nothing that they can do until a new book comes out, because then they get the hype of the book. They get the hype of somebody could get the new ending.
Weren't they gonna do a show?
What do you mean?
A TV show with Game of Thrones? What?
Yeah.
Were Disney gonna do a show of what?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, you mean the Arya one?
Maybe it was.
Yeah,
Arya.
it was gonna be Arya going on her travels across the land, like going past Westeros and everything. Yeah, that was gonna be in the plans, but that I don't know if that's ever gonna come out ever again, like at all, because it's fucked.
House of the Dragon.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I knew about the Arya one, but I don't know if there's
House of the Dragon.
So much fucking innards paint. Jesus.
Based on George R. R. Martin's book, Fire and Blood, this series will tell the story of House Targaryen, aka the house that gave us the Mother of Dragons herself, and take place 300 years before the events of Game of Thrones.
Why does it matter?
Why is she called the Mother of Dragons? Does she fuck a dragon?
No,
because she was given 3 dragon eggs as like a wedding present, and then she threw herself on the pyre with her dead husband and her eggs.
Okay.
Didn't die because she's Targaryen.
The fire did not. Well, she was a full-blooded Targaryen, unlike her brother, who did not have the gene for, I don't know, being a leader or something, because the molten gold hurt him, but fire did not hurt Daenerys.
Molten gold's hard in fire, so.
And the fire burned her husband and Daenerys's clothes, but did not hurt Daenerys. And also, she had 3 baby dragons, which apparently had to be incubated in fire, and were not harmed
for like 2 seconds.
Up to this point, they've not been harmed by not being incubated.
Yeah, you would think the actual
they've been at room temperature for literally years.
Yeah, you would think that would actually like make the egg not actually valid to be able to like spawn anything. But
so spoil.
Yeah, but
spoil. That's the word.
There we go.
But was Drogon mentally disabled?
What do you mean?
Because he wasn't incubated. His his developmental process was fucked.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't care about Game of Thrones anymore.
It doesn't matter because dragons, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just would have been a cool little note, I guess. But...
Hey, man, don't think about it, okay?
Yeah, no, stop that.
No,
for the Imperium of Man, we don't do that here.
Yeah, whenever you think of Game of Thrones season 8, you get shot.
but thinking about things is what I do.
I know, same, and that's why I don't want to think about Game of Thrones.
It's like when I watch an action movie and I count the shots that a gun fires.
Not even Dirty Harry did that. You can give it up.
Yeah, I can't not.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I just automatically do it.
That sounds like a disability of some kind.
Bro,
it probably is.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I found a fucking comic from it's like dinosaur and something or something like that, and it's about like dinosaurs like dealing with depression and shit or other things, right? And it's like drawn in like this kid-friendly kind of looking thing, and it's great. Because one of them was, I can get it at some point and show it to you, but it's like a Triceratops talks to another Triceratops and he's like, hey man, what are you thinking about? And the other guy's like, nothing. And the first guy goes, oh, I wish I could do that. And I was like, oh yeah, I know that feel.
Yeah, I do too. It sucks.
Anyway.
Frolicking Jedi feel.
Star Wars stream.
The prequel trilogies, you're not going to find this. This is Luke very slowly coming into his own. in The Empire Strikes Back. That's the sort of feeling you get.
I fucking never want to meet any of the characters from the movies in the game if I ever play this. I don't care. Like, I can't affect their story, and I don't want to.
You can, though.
No.
Question semi-related to Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Do you think when Drogon died, was it Drogon that died to the Scorpion? I don't care.
I don't care.
It's either Drogon or Viserion.
Whichever one died. Yeah.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
That gets fucking sniped.
Yeah. By one shot.
Yeah. Do you think it's technically bullying against the developmentally disabled?
Oh my god, I don't fucking know.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's bullying.
Why are we going down this fucking path? I don't know.
I wouldn't say bullying. I would just say, hey, you fucking shot him and he died in one hit. Now, if you shot him and then he lived and then you just kept shooting him over and over again, then I would say it's bullying.
Yeah, I would call it. Yeah. I would call it survival of the fittest. Okay, that's what I would call it.
Woo!
Wow.
It's a fictional character. Okay. I don't give a fuck. It's a fictional fucking dragon.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, so there's two things I like about this system.
Just two.
One is the rule system is very easy. And
He
to me,
speaks.
A great role-playing system has an easy to follow, easy to understand rule system. All it is just a bunch of D6s. There's a difficulty number that the game master will give you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I have 46 in an attribute. Let's say I'm trying to shift and I have 46 in my skill set for that. I'll roll and he may give me a 15 difficulty to it, and I have to just try to beat the number. And if I fail, I fail. But what's also great is that you also have one special D6 that you call out, and if you roll a 6 on it, you get to reroll that dice again.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh!
Hey, thank you for telling us.
So you have a special D6 that explodes.
If you roll a 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand why the green dice was important.
Yes.
Was that the force dice?
No.
No, that's the dice that can explode.
I believe that's just its own thing. I will bring it back, see if he says it, but yeah.
But what's also is that you also have one special D6 that you call out, and if you roll a 6 on it, you get to reroll that dice again. And if you roll a 6 again, you get to roll that dice again and again. And you keep getting those 6s until you get to this ridiculous, crazy number.
Exploding die.
You know, so there's always that fun factor.
Yep.
To it. And the second thing I like about the system, is, again, like you talk about, is the lore is so deep. You know, everything you want to know about Star Wars, this is it. West End.
Okay, so his two things. Let's break this down, because so far, and it's almost over, this video says this system is one of the best because of the lore and because there are exploding dice. Okay.
I guess.
That's not enough for me to go, yes.
It's still one of the best system ever made.
It is the best Star Wars D6 system that I have ever seen.
No, they use the singular system. I just realized. Still one of the best system ever made.
Oh, you're fucking right. Oh my god, you're right. So it's correct.
Fucking amateur hour tonight.
If you have a special D6 that explodes, why not just play Russian roulette at that point? Oh, that's not the point of it. It's just you get you call one of your dice out of your dice pool, and if you get the 6, then you get to keep re-rolling it. Oh my god. Sorry.
It'd be cool to do that with the D20. Like, if you get a nat 20, roll again, and instead of just being a success, let's find out how much.
So
like,
confirming.
Oh, sure.
Well, no, like, even if you roll, like, a 20 and then add a 1 to it, it's still, like, a 21 plus your modifier, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's going to be a success either way. But let's see if we can ramp that number up to a 50.
Nice. That would be neat, yeah.
Let's see if you cartwheel up that cliff.
Star Wars lore is deep. I know, I've read Wikipedia. That's true. Isn't it funny?
I watch Luton videos. I have a half-finished Belisarius call book, and I read a lot of Warhammer lore and listen to Lorehammer.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know the feeling about lore being deep.
Yeah. Isn't it funny that this video was still more informative than the last one? Oh, absolutely. No, it is. Absolutely. I'm not knocking it for that. It is very much more informative, and it's not the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is to convince, or at least make the case, that this is one of the best system ever made. And and I can't agree with it. I can't agree with it. But I can agree that this is the best D6 Star Wars system that I have ever seen.
Yeah, because it's the only one that we've ever seen.
The only one that I know of, and the only one that I've seen. If there's another one, if you just make GURPS into Star Wars, then it probably is also pretty good. That's the thing. The lore can be transferred, right? Yes. Like, that isn't a metric of which I can really judge this system.
Star Wars D&D campaign.
Exactly, right? Like, you can do that, and the Exploding Sixes, it is inherent to the system, sure, but maybe... I mean, I know of other systems that have that, so if that's the criteria, those are also the best systems, right? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, best system. It's okay, I have honors in Warcraft lore, feeling like I wasted 15 years of my life. It took a while to actualize for me. But, well, you know.
Okay.
That's fair.
If anybody ever asks you about Warcraft lore, you got them.
Yeah, it's true.
Nobody ever will, but if they do.
You know.
So, Alejo.
Yes.
You know how you mentioned that the third video would probably be more problematic?
I had assumed so. Yeah.
I mean, we did pause more, but that's just because we railroaded and faffed.
Yeah.
But, like, this one is at least informative.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think that this is a good video overall in the sense of how informative it is. But for the purpose that it has set out to you know, achieve, it's bad.
No. Yeah.
I have no fucking metric here of this system being any better than anything else.
Yeah.
I really don't. I have libraries of Warcraft books, Chicks Dig Warcraft books. Dude. Nice. Anyway, let's see what else they say. Because I've learned about the system, and I think it's interesting, and I would play it. That's all I've got here.
Yeah.
By the way, what happened to the third book? Because
he put it on top of the second book.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of the prequel stuff, a lot of the
oh yes, they didn't have the video games that reflected near the Battlefronts and all this.
Yeah, and of course, obviously the new movies. So you're just gonna get basically those two eras.
That bad.
But to me, those are the best eras, the most fun to play.
I think so, definitely.
Personal opinion.
And it's just a really fun game. I had a friend in college, and I met him, and we played this game. The way I met him is that there are recruitment posters in here for the Galactic Navy, for the Imperial Navy.
Cool.
And he photocopied those and put them around college. And I saw those, and I said, someone's playing this game. I got to find them. And I tracked them down.
Anecdotal.
The game is so immersive. It's so much fun.
Any game can be immersive.
It has all sorts of tips on how to make your game feel like Star Wars.
Sure. Any system has tips on how to make their game feel like it.
I could never make a recruitment poster that is like looking for group and like looking to hire adventurers.
Yeah.
Could never do that.
Right, yeah.
Thank you, Star Wars.
Right. What criteria
it's a very GM-friendly system.
By the way, just throwing out, I love the "That's Not How the Force Works" shirt.
That is pretty good.
I actually just read it, and I'm like,
that's really good. I didn't know that was that. He says this is a GM-friendly system. I would argue that many systems are. Okay, let's go on.
Yeah.
It's a very GM-friendly system. It is well worth getting. Now, the West End games are out of print. But last year, 2019, Fantasy Flight, who now owns the license, released an anniversary edition of the first edition of Star Wars.
Okay.
And the source book, which was their first
So not this
supplement
edition.
containing more information. You can buy both of those in a slipcase, $50 or something. But nothing ever goes away.
Yeah.
You
no
can
one's ever
find
really
these
gone, I
in
know.
used bookstores and online, and they are really well worth hunting down. And they are just a fantastic game.
So again, thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.
Okay, you didn't really.
I mean, don't understand why it's still one of the best system ever
I
made.
have no idea, in fact. Is it because it's so simple that anybody can play it? In which case I go, anybody can learn 5th edition D&D.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I
really
would
simple.
still say Pathfinder 2e is a better system, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. I have nothing to go off other than how it works, I guess. In which case, it's like, it doesn't seem like, nothing stands out here other than no. Nothing stands out. That's the thing. It's the only thing that really is of note is the lore, right? In which case I go, well, anything can have lore.
Yeah.
And anything could have Star Wars lore if you want it to.
Yeah.
System wise. And okay. Cool. Again, the interest in the system is there. I have that interest now because I now understand it more, and it sounds like it's just a bunch of D6s and that's it, and that's easy to do. I don't know how characters are made though, but again, that's not the point of this video. If I wanted to do research and I actually looked into it more, then it would inform me more. But this has informed me to the very, very basics of things that I needed to know, I guess. In which case, the basics aren't enough for me to determine whether or not this system is actually the best, or one of the best. It's just the basics.
Yeah.
If the basics don't make it stand out and make me go, this is better than the basics of any other system, how is this the best?
Yeah, it's basically just like cliff notes of, hey, this game is pretty cool because of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really,
And so this is very much a subjective opinion, like, video. Yeah. That's it. It's like, okay. But even you haven't even given me, like, enough to, like, go, your opinion is also correct. Like, I don't know. That's why lore itself isn't a selling point for me. Anyone can write lore. When it comes to games, I want to know how good the system is. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Lore is easy.
Yes. Wow.
By that I mean, and like what he said, anyone can write lore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
That's not something like you tell me that this book has 87 pages of lore and that book has 47. It means the same thing to me.
Yeah.
Right.
It just means a bigger system it just means a bigger section to skip.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to run the game.
Exactly. Like, it's just there. And I'm like, okay. Unless it's integral somehow. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, that's the end there.
Okay, I was trying to say.
No, I'm not gonna. No, this isn't your podcast. You even fucking told me that.
Yeah. Remember, you got demoted to returning guest.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, no, that's it. I guess
you can earn your way back if you donate to the stream.
I'm sure.
God damn it. So sorry about the second video being just nothing. But hopefully hopefully it informed you of how not to make a fucking how to play video. I don't know. Obviously, thank you again to all of our patrons. I will flash them on the screen again. Draco Kusagi, Mog Zero, Slazer, Steely, Drake Cross, Chris, Frozen Spaghetti, and Kill Chrono. Appreciate you. Hope you continue to enjoy the show. And remember, if you want to donate to the Patreon, you totally can by searching TableTalk or going into the description, finding the link, and you get early access to content. You'll get the VOD before anybody. You'll get patron-only stuff, and all that kind of shit. You also get access to the Discord, a special section of the Discord, if you sync up your Discord with the Patreon thing, so that you can access that. And I have asked a question in there for patrons to send videos that they want us to cover, because then we can do a patron-specific, like, sent-in request kind of episode. Also, I'm thinking later on, now that my computer is coming in 3 days now, we can do other kinds of things, and we can even have, like, patrons join us for games, maybe.
Yeah, we could have people join. I mean, honestly, if anybody's interested, they could join the Tekkit server.
Yeah, that's also true. If you're a patron and you want to play some Tekkit on Minecraft, maybe we open it up to you guys. And then there's also the idea of some party games that we might play at some point, you know?
Yeah, we should pick up Witchit.
Yeah, Witchit, or there's some free browser ones that I found recently that are, like, super cool looking.
Among Us, the new one, maybe.
Well, Among Us is fine.
If you guys give a shit about it.
Yeah, no, Among Us is fine, but there's also, like, what's it called? I just looked it up before, and it was like a drawing game, but it's like telephone in a way. Where you put in, like, a sentence or something, they have to draw it, and then the next person sees the drawing, tries to write the sentence of what it is, and then the next person draws what the sentence is that they put. It's very interesting. I like the idea. And then there's also Jackbox at some point, because I have some Jackbox games as well. You know, a bunch of different things that we could do with patrons. But that's if you want to do that. You are more than welcome to. And again, check the description for that. Other than that, you can find the podcast live on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then again as a VOD on Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and again on Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on your podcasting service of choice for the audio-only version.
Why do manatees look like water potatoes?
Because they're lumpy.
You ever see one bonk their head into the glass?
Oh, I've seen that video.
Yeah, I have.
It's really funny.
So yeah, thanks to everybody for hanging out. And hope you hang out with us for the next one. We'll see you next time.
Bye now.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's not my podcast.
Goodbye. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm leaving.